Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say go so, the remix.
D&B, Tuck Spice, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes, I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty who's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time with thinking to go off fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes are killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
So the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. What beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's D&B, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and cut ya. I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world. Anything for my beautiful girl. Psych. Ooh,
It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, oh, she's so fine. I just wanna take it beautiful girl. Sparkling night, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Ladies and gentlemen of prestige, on our day, how's everyone doing? Everybody good? Good. Welcome back. Let me just make sure that we don't feedback. All right, good. Everyone good? If there's any issues with the audio, visuals, all that kind of stuff, please do let me know in the chat. How's everyone doing? As you're coming in, hit that like button. You know what to do. You know the drill, right? Hit that like button as you're coming in. Let me see who is here with me. I know D-Love had been waiting since 5 p.m. But you know, I had to make sure that we give Auntie B some time. Right? Welcome. Good to see you. She says, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Ola. Guys, hello. Please hit the like button. You know what time it is. Audrey, all the way from New Jersey. Hello, strange neighbor. Good to see you. Happiest...
What part of Jersey?
What part of Jersey, right? Happiest Valentine to both of you coming all the way from New Jersey. God bless you both. God bless you too. My brother, Gracious Greatness, one of our biggest supporter here. Welcome. Good to see you, my brother. He says, Valentine's, happy times all the time. Yes, sir. Welcome. That was me excusing us. He says, shout out to the host and every other precious person on here. Big love. Hit that like button.
Host. I was like, what?
Nah. Let me know you can hear me loud and clear. Just let me know that you can hear me loud and clear so we can make sure that we're doing well here. Okay. I don't see anybody complaining, so I'm going to assume that you can hear me loud and clear. We're live. D-Love, just in case, let me just tell you, D-Love is always dancing before we get started.
Oh, wow.
She loves the song Beautiful Girl.
Oh.
Correct. They've told us here that I manifested, because that song was written before I met you, I think.
Way before.
Yeah, so, and I met you, 20 years ago in November? That's how old that song is.
Wait, hold up.
I know.
20 years ago.
I met you 20 years ago in November.
Oh my God. We should celebrate that.
When it's November, yes.
Okay.
Right. So happy Valentine's, Gores Corner, one of our biggest supporters. Gores Corner, go support her. She's a fantastic content creator also. Go support her. Who else is here that I'm missing? I have Tiffany. Anybody else worked or working today?
I did. I worked today.
We all work today. You know, I'm if you want to retire me, Sha, I don't mind. Kemi, shout out to Kemi. Welcome, Kemi. Good to see you. Let's see. Patricia is here. Good to see you, Patricia. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Yep. Yes, Gomez is here too. Gomez, good to see you. Let's see. Who else am I missing? I have my sister, Isabel Shukura. Welcome. Yeah. Who else? She said, no beggars. We are already mad at you. The day we have been looking forward to seeing your beautiful wife. That's when you decide to be late.
Thank you.
Thank you, D-Love. Thank you. Pardon us, right? See, I don't use such language, oh my sister. So,
Oh, okay.
See, she said,
It's the way you said it. I hear the T. I heard
host, right?
Yes, host.
Right. So yeah, well, I mean, we made it. We're here. You know, we're going to. You know, I'm sure more people will join us as we're getting through it. You know, we have quite a few things to cover today. But before we move forward, right? Hello, Pearl. Good to see you, Pearl. Before we move forward, you know, we have a special guest. We have a
am I the special guest?
Prestige family. We have a special guest, right? We have a special. You know, when I bring guests here, you know, it's you know what I'm saying, right? When I bring you a guest, you know, it's nobody like nobody play, right? So we do have a special guest today, my beautiful wife.
I'm shy.
Lola of Lola and OLA. If you don't follow us at Lola and OLA, you go ahead and follow us at Lola and OLA. So today is Valentine. Happy Valentine's to all of you.
Yes.
You know, we've been celebrating ours all day long. You know, so welcome.
I went to work.
Hey, accounting, good to see you. Good to see you. They said guest in red. Anyway, we have a lot of stuff to talk about today. All right. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just go ahead and jump right into it right after we pay this bill. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Love is not enough.
What does that mean?
All right, so let me tell you a quick story. Here's
Tell
what
me.
happened. Before we started today, I said, you know, I have a few questions for you. We're gonna cover a few things. I said, love is not enough. He said, I don't know what that means.
Confused.
Right?
Like, what does that mean?
Right. So, but anyway, this is what I mean by that. Okay. I engage in a lot of these conversations online, much more than you, because you don't get time for this.
I barely engage. What?
Right. You don't get your own soft life cannot be tampered with by somebody's talking point on the internet.
No, it can't be. I don't want anyone living in my head.
Exactly, right? So, 1 second. Let's see here. Just want to make sure. So basically, a lot of the conversation on the internet, both on the men's side and the women's side, is that love is not enough. I see this thrown around all the time, everywhere, you know. And my own thing is like,
Yeah, but what's the context? Like, why is love not enough? I would want to know why. Is there a story? Because sometimes, as human beings, when we say certain things, it comes from our own experience. So I can say, I've been in a place where I felt like love wasn't enough. When we're going through our marriage, and I just wanted to get out. I was done. I was exhausted. I said, look, love is not enough. It's not even you. It's me. I just want to let go. So it depends. What's going on?
You wanna so basically, anytime somebody comes to you and says love is not like, what do you mean? Right? That's what I say. Right? What do you mean? Right? Right. But I think there's an assumption on the internet. I say internet because we're all on the internet, but this is where people are having these conversations, right? You know, once they say love is not enough, I'm like, what do you mean? At first, I used to say love is more than enough, right?
Yeah,
and there will be a hard pushback at that, right?
Yeah.
Because you know they're looking at this guy who is thinking in terms of love. You go collect. These people, both sides, men will say it, women will say it, right? And they go in this spiral of how you need this, you need it. But when you go and look at love, the actual meaning of love holistically, not your dictionary meaning, because all of you choose your dictionaries. You choose what dictionary you want to use on what day, right? So once they start highlighting all this thing, when you go back to love is kind, love is all of it is inside of love.
Yes.
Right? So come to find out that what most of them are talking about is the in love experience, right? The butterflies.
The the in love experience sometimes I feel like is lost. And when you have something that is new, it feels hot, it's shocking you,
Right.
you are feeling it. But then when you start to have issues, you start to look at, okay, is this person crazy? Like, did I choose the wrong person? Like, it really depends. I feel like for me, love is you loving me regardless of my flaws.
Right.
When I'm at my worst,
Right.
and you love me.
That's not in love. That's a person
That
choosing
is
to
actually
love.
choosing to love me regardless of who I am, what I have done. To me, that's what,
That's what it means. That's what love is
So
to you.
most times when people
Now
say,
when it's easy to fall in love.
yes.
It's easy to just like somebody, be attracted to them and fall in love, right?
So when things get really hard, I feel like most of us, even me, I'm very guilty of that, because I had a challenge at work today and I called my husband and I said, you know what, I'm leaving this place and I'm going somewhere else. But then I realized that I'm also, and I hate to say I'm a Pisces again. I'm a flight kind of person. I can I will take it until I can't take it no more.
Right.
And then I'm out. And there's nothing you can tell me. There's no solutions. I'm out because I'm exhausted and want out.
Yeah.
And I remember sharing that
So
with
you tend to run?
I can't.
Yeah, I think
When
all
I
of us have been
decide
there.
to run, I'm burnt out.
Right.
That's also because I'm not so I'm very guilty of not using my words when I'm supposed to.
Right. Speak up.
Speak out at the right time. I'll give that person, maybe they will catch it. Maybe it's me looking at it that way. But it's very important to speak out when you don't like something. So you don't get to the point where you're exhausted and you run.
Yeah. Shout out to Shola Omogboye guy. Says, Ola, you don't smoke the Igbo again. Look at the Igbo where they smoke.
What?
What if it was you? If you were smoking this type of Igbo? Shout out to you, Shola. Gomez says, I have a confession, Ola. I saw the post you made on Is Love Enough, and I wrote something I presented yesterday at an event that everyone loved. So wait, you wrote something. Where is it? You should share it with us, right? Gomez is always sharing a lot of gems here, by the way. But,
nice.
This is the post she's talking about. Let me see if I can share it really quickly so that we're not left in limbo here. Let me see. Let's see. I think this is... Here you go. Let me just share that. All right. So this is the post we're talking about. I said, love is not enough. What do you mean? Are you talking about love, God, your personal decisions, the love expressed by someone else, or the butterflies? Take your time and think about this beyond the talking point. It's okay if you don't have an answer. If it's not that deep, or if you feel I am twisting your proverbial arms. People call the semantics earlier on activist platform. But please, know this and know peace. Your results are yours. And the more you are not owning it, the more okay your results are with staying the same. Okay? I am resting. See you all tomorrow. And then I haven't seen them in 2 days. Shout out to you for that.
Oh my God.
But anyway, and let me see. I think there might be okay. So you didn't leave the comment. You wrote something. So let me see. I think she's saying something here. Opinion: love is the root foundation, and with every other branches, it starts with self. Branches such as she's gonna share more, I guess. All right. But the gist here is that be careful how you define love, because listen. You don't have a choice. You have to own your results. You might be in denial about it anyway. Shout out to Ade. Good to see you. Sometimes the best form of defense is to run away. Yes, sometimes. Sometimes I call it backing off. Like back off of the situation, right? Some people will see that and they will call it you're running. But it depends on who is seeing it, right? Who is observing it.
It's true, because sometimes when you're caught up, like sometimes when we're arguing, right? And I start to walk away. I walk away not because I don't know what to say.
Right.
But I walk away because I don't want to say something that would hurt you.
Right.
like hurt you to, because when I go low, I really go low. People don't understand when I back up.
What about when I go low?
Your low is not as bad as my low. My low will remind you of everything that you hate. And you will never be able to forget that low.
Right.
So that's why I walk away. Because I believe that words are like egg.
Right.
Like an egg. When it drops,
right,
you can't pack it up.
Right.
You start to sow, that's it. That's why I walk away. But people will say, oh, that's a sign of weakness. No, I don't think so. I think that whatever you don't mean, don't say that of your mouth.
Right.
You
could call it weakness, doesn't mean you're not gonna collect. You could blame it on weakness all you do, but that's your actions. You're responsible for your actions. You're responsible for your reactions.
Right.
I did it because you're responsible.
Yeah, it comes with it. Like people who love to get petty. I just can't. Petty, there's nothing good that can ever come out of petty but resentments.
Right. Speaking of petty, our next topic is gonna be fantastic. Gomez said, "This is just a snippet of the first lines I read out to the audience. My opinion, love is the root foundation, and with every other branches, it starts with self. Branches such as respect. Yeah. So when people say love is not enough, it's almost like saying, if I go with your rhetorics here, it's like saying the foundation is not enough. What do you think is gonna be enough if you don't have the foundation, right?
Yeah.
So it's all semantics. What I'm saying is that there's a certain mindset that keeps saying love is not enough. Check that mindset. That mindset is not coming from a healthy place.
I also think, I'm sorry to say, I also think it's a trend. You know how
it's trendy. That's true. It's a trendy thing.
Like I feel like
that's what I mean by talking points.
Yeah, like some people haven't experienced what some people have experienced.
Right.
Yet they carry the love is not enough stuff to cheat themselves of a good relationship.
Right.
Because if you go around saying love is not enough when you have not even experienced love.
You've experienced a bastardized form of love, and then you're running around saying love is not enough. Brother Ali,
it's gonna hurt.
What you experienced was not love. Can we start from there first?
Yeah. Let's
start from the fact that what you experienced clearly was not love, because love will not make you come out and say it's not enough. I understand it can make you feel like it's like you throw your hands in the air, like nothing works anymore. You have a lot of people saying that right now. You say marriage no the work, love is BS, marriage is a scam. There's tons of talking points, and all of it is shooting yourself on the legs.
But people forget to talk about the benefits of marriage. I'm yet to I have seen a few articles.
Look at this babe.
On that. What's that?
Voila.
Ola, nah, short man.
These people.
Your wife told us.
Shout out to Larry. Shout out to Larry.
I wish. If you see my heels, oh my God, I've been forced to reduce my heels actually.
Maybe they need me. This is after this is you wearing heels. They need to see this.
Oh.
Right?
Me wearing heels though.
Can really come to do shalaye for heel. You. That's how wearing heels. But anyway.
Thank God to my 4 inches.
Sorry, babe. I think I interrupted. What were you saying?
I don't know. I'm about 42 now. I can't remember.
Oh,
anything.
Jesus. Jesus. Patricia said, what is your definition of love? Love is giving. Okay, if I have to give you one word, it's giving, not give and take. Okay. Now, caveat. Okay, you can't be giving what you don't have.
Because I was gonna say, what about self? Because if you don't give to self,
if you don't give to self, you bastardize love just like that. If you are saying I love you, stay with me, boy, that's lack of self-love and definitely lack of self-respect. And that doesn't produce anything good. But it's giving. But start by giving to self. If you give adequately to self, you have enough to give to other people, and you're not toxic, and you're not needy, and you're not you're not coming. You can't even stay in a situation where somebody is draining you either. Yeah. Because that way automatically interpret back to you're not giving enough to self.
Yes.
Right? But love is giving. Once you start having give and take to it, if you add take to it, start to bastardize it, because you will easily start to come up as needy when clearly that other person is not willing to give back to you at that level. You have unrealistic expectations.
I think take is kind of dangerous because it gives you, like you said, unrealistic expectations. So when you do things because you feel like you're gonna get it back, it's not good.
Yeah.
You have to do it because
It tampers with it makes it not pure, and love is
exactly
pure.
it has to be genuine.
Yeah. And then you start saying, there's no such thing as unconditional love. It's all transactional. And then you start coming up with more and more talking points.
Wait, is that Nigerian people saying that?
They're everywhere. Nigerians, they're like Indians. What are you talking about?
You know what? Because I listened to a podcast today that said that love is transactional. And I'm like confused. Like, so you mean to tell me...
You can't put that transactional thing on love. That's just life itself.
I was hella confused. Let's just
that you will get confused because you're not having the experience they're having. but you know, love is. I know where they're coming from when they say love is transcendent. It's the same thing. It's the love give and take thing. It's the love is not enough thing. It's the same thing. It just camouflage as different things. It's just people with certain types of experience and they're trying to find answers. And sometimes when they say certain things, they make them feel better. You know, but that's not going to change the reality of this life. You know. Can you give love truthfully mean what you form a good attention and still collect? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
But also, there's a good chance that you're measuring from how you feel right now and not the grand scheme of things. You're not able to wait out the full story, right? But I guarantee you, if you engage self-love, right, you will start a new direction. You will recourse your direction.
And can I say that it can be very hard, you know, when you're in your feelings.
I'm sorry, baby. So sorry.
Yeah.
I usually start with everything I say here is easier said than done.
Because it can be very hard.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many reasons why you would say, you know what, let me look at the grand scheme of everything. Let me weigh the pros, let me weigh the cons.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be strong to be able to be that way.
Yes.
If you are in that weak moment when you're in your feelings, there's no way in that moment. I don't even want to see your face.
Yes.
I don't even want to think about you right now. You know, I need that 100%. Time to check out and come back and say, you know what, my bad. It shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so we have to let people understand that it's okay when you're in your feelings to take yourself out of the situation in that moment.
Yeah.
And then you can come back and re-engage when you feel at your best.
Yes. I call it back off. Whenever I tell them here, hopefully they know what I mean by now. Back off. Just back off for a second. Right. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision. It's a way to demonstrate that, quote unquote, you have options. Right? It's to demonstrate that you have self-love, you have self-respect, especially if you're a man. You need self-respect. If you lack self-respect, you will go around the street of internet asking for submissions from strangers, asking for trust from strangers, asking for femininity from strangers on the panel. Okay? You will collect badly. It will get worse.
I don't know. Can I say that when I look, see the way I'm asking, can I say that's because I don't want to offend anyone?
You want to make sure
but can I say
your message is landing.
Yeah, when I hear those things, I'm like, okay, am I an alien? Am I on the wrong planet?
No, Allah
I mean,
because God not let you see what will start to have you see this talking point and relate with them.
Amen. But I do feel like there are very few people going through this. But I don't, to be honest with you, we know a good number of people and they look really normal. Maybe I wish I could be a fly on people's wall so I can see what's really going on. Yeah. But from where I see them very normal. They don't talk about stuff like this in that way.
Yeah.
So when I hear that, I'm like, maybe these people are bitter. Maybe somebody has giving them what's that you go collect. Maybe they don't collect. Because, you know.
I'll tell you why.
It's quite extreme.
Have you ever heard the term keyboard gangsters?
Never.
This one live in an echo chamber. Oh, Jesus. Not echo chamber. You live in your own bubble.
In my bubble. I do.
Keyboard gangsters, they are people, all of us, as a matter of fact, we all gain extra level of gangsterism when we get on the keyboard. We have more boldness to talk.
Yes.
So you will hear more of people's truth and reality on the internet. Yes, a part of it when they're in real life is part of packaging.
So they're not showcasing
they're not showing that. Yeah. But a lot of people are going through this.
So you mean to tell me that most people are going through this? I'm not saying people are not going through challenges. Don't get me wrong.
Not most.
But what you're saying right now seems like, okay, we should all be careful at the end of the day.
Let's do the math like this, okay? Because we're talking about romantic relationships, right? if we do the math like this, we know 50% are ending up in divorce. We know that half of the rest of the 50% are not in happy marriages. About, I don't know if it's half, but a lot of the people in marriages.
Like it's 20% in sexless marriages, right?
Oh, that's the sexless part. There are people having sex that are going through emotional abuse and they're not happy, right? They must
So which percentage is happy?
Okay, so you see now,
Sorry.
the reality is kicking in small. The truth is that people are going through a lot, right? And that's why I said, may God not let you experience what will make you start to relate. But
Amen.
The truth is that people are going through a lot. People are going through a lot. If they're not going through it, it's coming. We've gone through our own crisis too.
Yes.
Right. So it's just I think it's the journey of life. When you see it that way, then you re-engage and say, this is a game. I need to learn how to play the game.
Basically, everybody's going to have challenges, whether you like it or not. But it doesn't mean we're all going to have the same kind of challenges.
Oh, that's the tricky part about it. They're all going to come up differently.
Exactly.
Right?
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
But there's something that's common to all of them, right? This part is common to all of them across the board, okay? Unless you're talking something medical, which we don't treat here. We don't treat people medically here. If we're talking something medical, then it may be a little bit different. But everyone will go through, where is it? Everything can be traced down to these 4 things when it comes to marriage and romantic relationships. Friendship, sex, expectations, and pride. Your ability.
Pride is a big one.
Yeah, your how you're able to manage those things.
I think pride is actually the destroyer of most marriages, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think that too. Yeah, I think second to that obviously is unrealistic expectations.
Yes, expectations.
Yeah. See, on the surface, it looks like I should put unrealistic expectations at the top. Somebody's going to be in the chat right now saying, "No, it's infidelity and finance." And what's the third one they always say? Irreconcilable differences. But anyway, that's topic for another day, right? Sorry, I'm dramatic, right?
Hella dramatic.
All right. No. Right. It's pride. It's coming from at least one side. Most likely from both sides, and it's not something you can admit to because oftentimes you can't see that you're doing it.
Sure.
Right. And the example I always give is like, the way I was raised, we don't do that. That right there. We
weren't even raised in the same place.
That right there is like that means you're not aware. This pride usually comes from not being aware.
Yeah.
You're not aware that people are raised differently as a given, right? Let's start with that. You can't build a successful marriage if you're not aware of that simple fact.
And now who's saying that the way you were raised is the perfect way? I'm sorry.
That's when you take it to the next level.
Like, dude,
see, I was trying to be nice.
What are you talking about?
I was trying to be nice, but you just took it to the next level.
Like, wait,
right? You're literally saying the way I was raised is perfect.
Yeah, and mine is not. I'm just saying.
Somebody should call you Leini, and you might as well just go ahead and say that.
Terrible.
So
may God help us all. How about that?
Shout out to Cool, shout out to Jock, shout out to Patricia, shout out to Life with Natu. Good to see you, Natu.
Hi guys.
Yeah. So I'll be right back. Let's come right back with the next one here. All right, welcome back. How to flirt as a lady. So here's where this comes from. So a few times I've been on Auntie B's show, and this conversation tend to end up in a place where to me it sounds like a lot of ladies are not aware they're supposed to know how to flirt, right? Or the other side of it is they will say things like, "I can't come off as desperate," right?
Okay.
I don't want to. Like the way we were raised in Nigeria, especially.
Oh my God.
If you're raised traditionally,
Don't get me started on that.
Even those that are raised, right? It's like the man is supposed to do the toasting, So now, even nowadays, the men's toasting is like, "I'll take care of you.
Or they say I love you, and you're like, okay.
Oh, Nigerian boys are very quick
Nigerian
to
boys always love
you.
you. Like, how? You just met me.
Yeah. So so we've said it a few times. Said we're going to say something, but you were telling me something last week. Something to the effect of you owning up with your full chest. Earlier we were on Auntie B's show too.
Right.
And she asked me. She said, "How long did it take me to propose after I proposed? No, how long did it take me to propose to you
After we dated.
Right. And what's that number?
Well, we dated 2
Let me make
years.
sure I'm correct.
And
Okay, 2 years. I'm correct.
Proposed, and then that 1 year we were planning our wedding, right?
Right. So we were together for 3 years before we got married.
Yes.
Right. So, Jesus Christ. But anyway, but yeah. But the first kind of like these days people say the coffee date. Take people on a coffee date. The reason why the men want to do that is they don't want to finish spending $200 per plate, and they find out that the girl just wants to eat.
Man, come on. I mean, you don't have to spend $200 to, toast a girl.
But anyway, you were telling me how you were flirting with me.
Right. So you want me to share the story?
Share the story, and also you are a flirt.
I am.
Okay.
I flirt with my eyes. When I talk to people, I don't know, men tend to be mesmerized, and I'm like,
all right, let's slow down. When you say
Chill.
you are a flirt, to some people that means you are in bed with every.
Oh, no.
What it means is that
I think I can seduce someone's heart with conversations.
With conversations.
Yeah.
So tell
I
them.
gotta be careful.
They want to
I
know.
have some stalkers.
The ladies here in the Prestige family, they want to know. Maybe you can share 1 or 2 or 3 things on.
So I will share my own story because, to be honest, I can't tell you this is how you do it. It depends on who you are,
Right.
So when I met this dude right here, we met through a mutual friend. He was my senior in high school. I went to high school in Nigeria, boarding school, and he invited me to Thanksgiving dinner. And I didn't have a ride at that time. So I said, I don't have a ride and I would love to come with my sisters. And he said, don't worry, I'll send my friend to you. So he sent Ola to me. When I
may be the guy that now, this
he was
the guy that I am, of course.
When
right?
he sat in the car, we entered, he said hello. Me, automatically, when I saw you, being a dark chocolate guy.
Hold on, baby. Let me first of all shout out all the Obodo fam who just came in. Shout out to all of you that just came in from Obodo fam. Hit that like button on your way in. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, continue it.
So I like dark skin guys. So when I saw him, I was like, this bro is cute though. So
that's what you said?
Yes. And what attracted me more was you barely said anything. You said hello and you weren't arrogant. You were just confident. And I just love that about you. But I maintained my side. You maintained
Are you
your
trying to
side.
say confidence is sexy?
It's very sexy.
Okay, continue.
I fell for that. But I don't think you even knew. Because on our way to the dinner, not an accident. You got harassed by somebody. And me and my sister,
some guy damn, remember all the story. Jesus Christ.
Hard on this person.
You remember everything. Jesus.
We lived in Newark.
Some guy tried to cut me, yeah.
Yes, we cussed him out. I'm like, how dare he? Like, this is my man already. Me, I'm already fighting for you.
In 2 seconds, this was a block away from your house.
Oh my God.
Okay, continue.
It was so dramatic. Anyway, we go to the dinner. We went 2 separate sides. You didn't even say anything to me that night.
I didn't that night.
Yeah, that night you didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything with regards to my intentions.
No, you never said anything.
Okay, all right.
So we didn't see each other until, I think, was it 6 months?
I
I was in school. You came to my school.
Yes, it was like, about that. About
So
6 months.
he was that.
But you didn't tell them why I didn't see you for 6 months.
I will explain
Okay.
now. He was so he goes to NJIT in New Jersey, and I was in Essex County at that time. And you come to Essex County a lot, right? Why were you there on that particular day? Because I know you didn't come for me.
I don't know if I should say a lot because my timeline be off these days. That's like years ago now.
So you
right?
don't remember.
But I did come a lot. Let me just say that.
You came a lot.
If I have like time off or anything, we can, because it's a lot of chicks in Essex County, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You did what guys did. Yeah. Anyway, we bumped into each other. So when I saw him, I was like, Bawoni. In Yoruba, it's like, how are you? So, and he was like, I've been trying to get your number, but my friend won't give it to me, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, really?
Right.
Okay, I'll give you my number. You were like, you want to come and borrow some movies? Because I used to watch a lot of movies.
Right.
Before.
Back in this one, we used to
Nollywood.
carry, it wasn't even CDs then. I think it was VHS.
It was CDs.
It was CDs already?
It was CDs.
Okay, in
It was
2003.
in 2003. It was,
Okay,
it was
all
already
right. CDs, okay.
Yes.
It was CDs. It was VCDs. I remember.
Oh,
it was VCDs.
Yes.
By the way, we didn't go to VCDs here in Yankee. It's only Nigeria.
Anyway, it was in Nigeria. So it's Nollywood movies. But this
VCDs,
lady, she will record the movies on a VCD and sell it. And I used to buy a lot of it. And
Right.
he knew that I love to watch movies.
Right.
So you asked
She was
me.
burning VCDs.
She made so much money from
Right.
it. I would have built a house
Hey.
with that money that she collected.
We even forgot the name they used to call it when you steal people's stuff and you duplicate it.
It's piracy.
Piracy.
Yeah. And I was buying that.
Jesus.
Oh my God, God forgive me. Anyway, so he now said he was going to stop over to borrow a movie or something like that.
Right.
And I was like, and then he was like, I'm going to eat. And I'm like, you're going to eat, but you're not going to invite a lady. Like, seriously?
On that same day.
Yeah.
Not on that same day when I got your number.
Right, you got my
right,
number.
right.
And that's how I basically inserted myself. Like,
Right.
I just inserted
So it's like
myself.
finding ways to insert yourself.
Right.
Right. In a way that doesn't come off as desperate. So obviously that would depend on the guy you're dealing with.
It depends on the guy.
But
That's
some
why
guy-
I said,
some
like, I'm telling my
guys-
story.
Maybe the way they carry themselves is going to look like you're desperate.
Right.
Okay.
But you were already open, and I could tell, and I
Right.
saw the openness, and I was like,
So you look
also,
for openings.
You have to look
Okay,
for
that
openings.
about
You
don't give
can't-
about lanu,
you
about the
can't-
wobe.
Imagine if you weren't open, it would be awkward for me. And then if it's another guy that is maybe loud, he probably will treat me like a hoe.
Right.
So you
A
have
304, baby.
Oh,
304.
sorry.
Yeah.
304.
Yeah.
So you have to look at little cracks or opening, and then you can now go in. And that's how I was like, you're not going to invite a lady? And he was like, oh, yeah, sure, you can come with me. And I remember we went to
So the line is you're not gonna invite the lady.
Yes, I said that to you. I said,
That's what got me.
I said, you're going to eat, but you're not going to invite a lady.
Yeah. And I was gonna go eat Chinese food. And she doesn't eat Chinese food.
I don't like Chinese food. I sat down there, I ate some fruits, we chatted for how many hours?
We're talking about
5?
everything. I don't
About
remember.
3 to 5 hours.
Since when
It
you're
was
counting that you're
forever.
counting time. I just know we sat down there and we
Forever.
were talking.
Forever.
And I just know that we're talking forever.
Yep.
And that was my idea of how I want to spend the rest of my life.
And then he asked me out to the movies. And I'm like, sure, let's do it.
Right.
And the movie is another story. Oh, Jesus.
The
That's
movie is
a
another story. We'll tell that story another day. Hannah, answer this person, right? I struggle with flirting. It's my nature. Shout out to Gomer. It's my nature and nurture that affected this, but I know the skills. I just don't use it. What would you say to her?
I would say you should practice it now. If you know
Listen,
it.
are you in my head? Jesus Christ.
You should practice it. And don't be scared. Because sometimes we live in our head and we overthink things. And I'm saying this because I know I do.
We do.
it.
Especially, and I know Gomer contributes a lot here.
Right.
A lot of gems. And I know when you're cerebral, you tend to live in your head too much. And it's now the work is to relax and
Yes. You have to.
stay out of all the knowledge you have.
to.
Like that knowledge sometimes is working backwards.
Right.
Practice. Not what you know is who you know. It's about how long you practice, how many hours you in anything in life, literally.
Yeah.
You know? So you just have to and it means you're willing to take risk, but you call it risk when you're attached to the outcome. Detach yourself from the outcome. This person is
Right.
not going to be your husband. It's a good
You
skills
just
to have
a
and
good
practice.
time. Yeah. And let me tell you something. Can I shock you? When I was in high school,
Shock us.
I was the geekiest of all geeks. I'm telling you, up till today.
What?
He shock you.
It shocked you.
When they see me, they'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know you could talk. I'm telling you, like I grew into this. And I didn't grow until I went to college in Nigeria. I went to OAU.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Sister B is
She's a
great
alumni.
fair.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I went and that's when I found myself. So
Right.
keep practicing.
Yeah.
It will come to you.
Yeah. Shout out to Bio and everybody that just came in. Cool, mama. Good to see you all. Good to see you all.
Hi, guys.
And of course, Auntie B is here. I knew she was hiding
B.
there somewhere. Good to see you, Auntie B. All right. So
So,
we'll be right back. We'll be right back. We have more to talk about. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. So we covered this a little bit on Night of Prestige.
oh, okay.
Life with Natu. Shout out to Life with Natu. She's one of our biggest supporters here.
Hi, Nato.
She shared this with me on Instagram, and I was like, you know what? We got to talk about this. Right? We have to talk about this. And let me pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up in a second. Give me 1 second. So this guy kept record of how many all the rejections he got whenever he goes to his wife and asks for Kerewa. So this issue is a big struggle for him. So it spanned between, I think, about 45 days. He skipped some of it, but yeah, let's talk about it really quickly. Yeah, that's it on my screen right there. You know, let me see here. Let me just make sure my screen looks clean. All right, awesome, good. So we can see it better. So now I can see it better. So he started. This happens sometimes in August, sometimes in around summertime. You know, summertime too. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
This type of a wife here, you know. But he kept record. Okay. I'm just gonna read about 10 of. Let me just give you a summary of it, so we don't waste too much time. Man sends wife a spreadsheet of all the times she denied him of sex. Okay. The first one, I'm watching the show. Friends rerun. Second time, I feel sweaty and gross. I need a shower. Didn't shower until next morning. The third time is non-verbal. What does non-verbal look like?
It's just awkward silence. You know when someone is the energy.
The energy.
It's
You just know that it's not
shifted.
happening today.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Anyway, the next one is I'm exhausted. And then, you know, after about 7 days, because this is between June 3rd and June 10th, he got
None.
no, he got some. Yes, he got some.
He did
The
get
blank is yes. But the funny thing about this, you notice something about the fact of the day that he got yes? What do you notice that's different?
It's blank. He doesn't sound like he's excited. I got like, yay, I scored, something like that.
Right.
This is a petty shit. I have to tell you.
You think it's petty?
Very petty.
What
Love.
could they have done better?
Love does not keep records.
Ha!
Okay?
Hey.
That's part of love does not keep records.
Listen, baby.
But keep going. I'm just saying.
No, baby. Stop
Stop
the
the
cap.
cap.
Love does not keep records. That's petty for a man. Kilo day. Oh no.
Hey, Jesus Christ. Oh, Bernie. Anyway, I'm still a bit tender from yesterday, so the following day.
That's real. That's real. If you go back to back to back, you'll be tender.
Okay, so
I
I
know
know
what that
you
feels
said
like.
love does not keep record.
Yeah.
But how about the record of the 7 days before the one yesterday?
I'm talking about why is he keeping record?
Oh,
There's something wrong with that. You don't think?
you're keeping record. How did you know you're still tender?
Because I've been sleeping with you back to back. Like one
No, one
when
day.
when we go okay, one day. She's well,
We're talking about this guy now.
you never know. Maybe she's the type that
Giving
can't
yourself
take
up.
Maybe this guy, because he didn't get any. He goes for a long time, and she's tender.
Tender, wanting to.
Some people get tender quick, yo.
Hey, BC. Anyway,
I can only speak for myself.
I'm still a bit tender from yesterday. The next one is non-verbal, of course. I'm trying. By the way, there's a lot of days he skipped. They're probably non-verbals, right? Because if you got some, I mean, I hope at least he would say yes. Funny thing is, he's not saying any other notes.
It's like Bajansemi kind of sex.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know how to explain that. How do you explain that in English?
Fine,
But
just take it.
Just
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Are you done?
Terrible. I'm trying to watch the movie. Then she fell asleep 15 minutes later.
It's over.
I'm too drunk and I ate too much. These are all different excuses, right? I won't have time to get showered and ready for dinner. They were 20 minutes early from the dinner. I just came back from the gym. Well, the point here is that he's keeping records.
He's keeping records.
All right. What's your words?
They're already in trouble if you're keeping records. Now, I'm not saying that woman is right. Because to be honest with you, how many days is she waiting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think there's an attraction issue.
I feel for him.
I feel like maybe this person never liked you like that. Or maybe you guys are
not never. Not never. They're married.
But from what I heard today on that podcast, it seems like some people marry for money. Some people say Nigerian women too like money.
What podcast was this? The
Honest Bunch.
Honest Bunch. Okay.
So what if she's one of those that didn't marry for love? I know someone personally that told me she didn't marry for love. And I was shocked. Right. And she got to 18 years of her marriage and everything collapsed. And I'm like, you didn't marry for love for real? I'm like, I'm the only one that married for love because
would you say you married for love?
Yes.
Did you know what love meant when you married?
I didn't know what it meant, but I knew I was
madly in love. Wait. I have to play this for you right now.
Stop the cap.
Wait. If you didn't know what love was, how could you have married for love?
In that moment, I thought I knew what love was.
Okay.
Now I'm talking about, I'm an older person right now.
You married, obviously. You didn't. What you're saying, see, people say like it's the extreme opposite of each other. If you didn't marry for love, it means you're married for money. No, everything in
That's
between
what
too.
Nigerian people say.
Right?
From the
There are people that just marry. They don't know what love is. I think in my estimation, most people, that means 99.99% are marrying without knowing what love is because they've never been tested. They don't know what this is.
What about marrying for duty? I hear that a lot now.
Marrying for duty.
Stop the cap.
I hear all kind of stuff.
Stop the cap.
I hear all kind of stuff. Well, back to this lady that refused to give the guy the kweku. It's not okay. But I think they might be in a funk. They might be in the roommate stage.
Right.
Something is going on.
You're right about the attraction part. Okay, attraction, like everything else in life, like your stock market is like that, right? Right? Sometimes it's gonna be like this and then crash. Right? And then before you now learn what love is, and then you start building a brand new foundation, and then you can build something that will take off. That's literally the way it works. There's no way around it. It is what the only thing you can do about that is be engaged. You can start your crash right now and start building that foundation right now. Anywhere. Anytime during the course of the marriage, you can say like, you know what, I started this on the wrong foot. I can build this. Doesn't mean there was no attraction. There was attraction.
There was a level
from day one.
Attraction. So the attraction died.
Attraction, yeah. This is an attraction issue. It can go up and down. This one is an attraction issue, and keeping records, being petty, is anti-seductive. It doesn't work.
That guy is definitely wrong with the keeping records.
Yeah, you're going to show up.
Let's not do that.
That energy is going to show up.
We're like, what? Who are you going to share this record with? It's scary.
Gomez says, keeping records isn't a healthy way to go about a happy long-term marriage. Communication is missing here.
Yeah.
You know, he listen, there's probably like a tons of reasons why he felt the need to keep record. Somebody said earlier, he's building his evidence. You know, maybe he wants to use that in the divorce court, right? Like, this woman is not giving me kiriwa, right? But this evidence is recorded by you. It's a stupid evidence. That means your words. You recorded it. You didn't say, hey, auntie, you said no today. Oh yeah, signed. This side, right? So the court is not going to take that in as evidence. It's stupid, you know. Because in the first place, the court is not interested in your romantic nonsense.
Right.
You know. They can only help you mediate based off of what they can see if you decide to go your separate ways. That's about all they're going to do. But yes, I think it's an attraction issue. This guy keeping records. Let's start with the fact that he's keeping records, right? What energy are you moving with when you're keeping?
If you're already
records?
keeping record,
This is resentment,
Resentment,
in
yes.
black and white,
Yes.
right? It's gonna work, it's not gonna work, the energy you're using to keep records, you can also engage your lady.
but she's still giving
And,
him once in 8 days.
No,
Maybe she can.
she,
he can
I didn't
reel
count
her
it for
out.
you. She goes, remember there were missing days on that record, right? That was just the first 8 days. After that, it was
It
like
became
every 14,
longer.
and then there was a 17 days, and then
Right.
yeah. Before a guy starts to keep record like this, he probably has been going 30 days with not getting some sometimes.
And a guy that would do this, I don't think is cheating. He really
No.
wants this to
He
work.
doesn't have options. Maybe that's one of his issues.
Well, that's one of his problems.
Not that he should go out there and be exercising options. What I'm saying is that it's showing the fact that he doesn't feel like he has options. Is showing in his energy. It's showing us lack of confidence. It's showing in the way
Lack
he
of
overreacts,
self-worth.
the way he gets moody all around the house after a few days. Listen, it's easier said than done. You will get moody if you have no
You
balls.
will.
All right, so
If you don't do these things from
Right.
time to time,
Right.
and you guys need to go read the benefits of these people's. Having Kerewa.
yeah.
The benefits is very. Don't let
Yeah,
me get started
that's another
because
topic for another
I
day.
think it's yeah, it is.
But
it
if
is.
you're you have to have self-control. If you're going through this, your self-control gear needs to kick in, okay? Because I understand how you feel, okay? Especially if you're a man who find your wife sexy and you want some,
you can't touch.
right?
Yeah.
That you can't touch. You might. It's like you're probably about to go crazy. I get that. But your self-control need to kick in. So what am I going to do with self-control? Engage her. What's going on, babe?
What if she can't be engaged?
Huh?
What if she's
What does
shut
that
down?
mean? I need to know what that means. You can't say what if she can be engaged. Okay.
What
you
if
can't
it's
say
just
that.
no,
I need you to
she's
tell
shut
me
down.
like when I try to engage her, she's just cursing
just
me out.
doesn't respond.
She just doesn't respond. She just shut down. Okay. What that means is that there are deeper issues. Okay. You're gonna need to dig deep. At the very minimum, you can take your own butt. Individual counseling. Go ahead and engage counseling.
I think individual counseling
Mm-hmm.
makes absolute sense because I feel like at that stage, when you get to that stage where your feelings are hurt,
Right.
there's nothing you can say out of your mouth that will be right.
Yes.
You will just be triggering.
So if I'm aware, like you now, if you are moody and stuff, and I'm trying to get some and stuff like that, I'm aware enough to
read the room. I'm not in the mood.
say, Omo, it's not today, right?
Not today, bro.
But it doesn't mean I go into the corner in the basement.
And
I
carry
could
some.
in 1 day.
Yeah.
I could in 3 days. By the 4th day, right? I'm gonna be like, what did happen? Right? Am I throwing banters? If I can't throw banters, I can't joke around. That means there are deeper issues anyway.
By the way, when you come to me and I say nothing is happening, bro, and you go and carry so, I would know. And then I will use
Right,
that
because you can feel
against
that
you.
energy.
And that's not sexy.
Are you using it against me or even
It's gonna be
affect
used-
you?
It affects me. And,
Yeah.
and I'm like, why is he not even asking me why I'm not in the mood right now? Like, you should be able to understand. Why are we not having a conversation about this?
Yeah.
Why are you shut down because I'm not in the mood to have?
Right.
You know?
But there is an awkward energy about it. Let's be honest.
And people don't like to talk about sex. About Kerewa. Especially,
You can say sex.
especially Nigerians.
No, do Kerewa model. let's not be stupid.
Especially Nigerians, because I feel like we are kind of prudish in nature.
Right.
Like the way we've been banned about when you talk about Kerewa, everybody's like they don't do it. And then you find out that the people that are like are the ones that do it the most.
Right.
And we can't be that
So
way.
for me, let me just say for me, right? And I'll let you say for you, right?
Right.
Because I have a question for you around that, Let me see here. Actually, it might be a topic entirely. Let me just make sure that it's not a separate topic on its own. Yeah, I think it's a separate topic. We'll be right back. Let's make that another segment entirely. Okay. Whew. All right, let's go on to this one. Is okay. Yeah, this one right here. When your husband gets moody. So let's talk about this one, right? So for me, we were talking about if Kiriwa has become oteha, like shisha, right? Like so, the awkwardness is in there, and everybody is socially awkward. Like Adebula Busola said, that guy is socially awkward, but this one is not socially awkward. She's saying that the record keeping is socially awkward. I agree with that,
It is.
and that's a part of the reason why it's not getting some. That's a major part, right? But to why it's not getting some from his wife. And people will marry you if you're a husband. If you show up as a husband, we know that in Nigerian society, enough people are willing to marry you. But that social awkwardness when he shows up in marriage, it turns to blue balls.
Yes.
So are you saying it's our fault? This is not. It's not relevant to fault.
Not a fault thing.
It's not relevant to fault. It's something you need to re-engage so you can learn, right? If I know hours ahead, days that is not Kerewa for you. You get what I'm saying? That's that you need to know your wife at that level. If you don't know your wife at that level, that's your problem.
Yeah.
I know hours ahead, days that's not going to be Kerewa. Either because, it's not the day that we typically do it. Maybe it's not the day it falls on that we typically want to do it, right? Or because of some energy or there's a lot of
maybe
things
I'm
going
tired.
on.
You could just tell.
I could just tell.
The energy is
If
different.
you can't tell and you just go and be touching her in bed when you can't tell, and you didn't bring roses, you didn't bring candy, you didn't go out of your way to make her feel guilty for not giving you some.
Or maybe help with some
Right.
chores.
Right. If you are just completely oblivious,
right.
you don't know what energy are in your own household,
Right.
that's probably one of your reasons why you're not getting some, right?
Yeah, but then some people will call that bribing for sex.
No, I didn't say you should bring stuff.
When you said
I said
flowers
if
and
the
candy.
energy. Do I bring you flowers and candy every
No,
time?
you don't.
I don't. Yeah. So let's not even stop. Let's stop the cap already. Let's stop the cap. Let me get my
Stop
things
the
in
cap.
order. All right. No, I don't. What I'm saying is that if the energy is off, right, in the house, I could tell you're not feeling it. You have things going on. Maybe sometimes it's just you're running around quite a lot, right? You have doctor's appointment with the babies. You go back, and then I'm completely just disconnected from that, right? There are a lot of men like that. As a matter of fact, I've been through that before, where I'm not completely disconnected from that, right? And then I'm now coming to touch you at 11 p.m. at night. I'm not rubbing your thighs, right?
In my head, I'm like, Shofek Bagbati.
In
Like, what is going on?
In your head, you're like,
oh my God, yeah.
right?
Yeah. Word. I can remember moments like that.
Right? So I said, if I'm going to do that, I better be coming. If I already saw the energy, I better be coming with candy and whatever,
Right.
chocomilo.
But does that work for everyone?
No, what I'm saying is, it's not particularly those things,
Right.
Whatever it is do you know your wife is what I'm saying here?
Yeah, do
Right?
you know your
Do you
wife's
even know
love
that?
language?
Do you know? Are you aware that she's probably stressed out throughout the course of the day, right?
Right.
So I generally won't go for Kerewa if I know that you're kind of tired that day, right? And plus, I don't have candy laying around the house like that, random willy-nilly.
And I
right?
don't like flowers.
I'm not
so
probably not going
what's the
to
point?
exactly.
Yeah.
My point is that what is it that your wife love, and then what would she love? The only thing you should be leading with, if you are aware of that energy already, is what she would love. If it's rubbing her feet, babe, you seem tired all day long. Let me rub your feet. Whatever that is for your wife, you need to know it.
Yeah.
If you don't know it, hello, these are part of the problems.
I think for now, I would say
So my
African
question
men.
for you,
Yeah.
right? My question for you is that
Yeah.
if I didn't get some,
Yeah.
right? You didn't know it because I didn't get some. Because why? Because not keeping track of that.
Excuse me.
Right? And and then I'm moody around the house. When I'm moody, that happens sometimes, right? How do you handle that?
When you're moody in the house, first of all, can I say this?
Yes, please.
Okay, guys, I'm always going to say, can I say this? Just know that it's because I
Permission.
don't want to offend you. The man set the tone. So when a man is moody in the house, it feels like an earthquake. everywhere. I go palolono. You know what palolo
You can
is?
just
Like
tell that the
everybody
energy is
will run
off.
for help, so scared. Like for those that had dads that were disciplinarians,
Right.
when your dad is angry.
Right, you could feel
I
that.
didn't have that. I had a mom that was a disciplinarian. When
Right.
my mom entered, parent, everywhere go shake.
Right,
For me, when you get moody, before we got to this stage,
right,
I go to the panic place.
right,
Instead of me to say, hey babe, what's going on? I
right.
didn't know how to do that. That scared me.
It scared you.
Scared me.
So the
because
way
of
I interpreted that wasn't
Right.
that you were scared.
like I don't
The
care.
way I interpreted that the way I interpreted that this person is like this person, like why is she just like it was always hard. My personality was always hard for me to just go straight for somebody's just evil. Right? But that's how it felt. You
Yeah.
know, it felt like I'm going through something emotionally and you don't care.
Right.
Right? And when you start to feel like somebody don't care, the product of that on my side is bad too.
Yes.
Right? If
Because
you feel
we're
like I
operating
don't
on
care,
Assumptions.
it's all assumptions, right?
Yes.
At this point. Because nobody's asking anybody, it's awkward as shit. Right? And then, you know, you feel I don't care. I feel you don't care, right? So it's like you just have to let time pass by. But time is not passing by when you lack knowledge in this. Resentment is storing.
Yeah. And can I tell you something?
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, when my mom was pissed off that way, my dad would just pick up his keys,
It's out.
exit. So in my head, right? When someone is pissed off, just get out of their way. Or when they're moody.
And that's what you did.
And that's what I did.
Right.
So I learned from where I was coming from. Of which, instead of me to be more aware and be like, you know what, let me communicate with this person. This is the person that I love. At least he's not an animal. We should be able to talk to him. But for me, in my head, it was a panic, run. And yeah, that's what I did. I stayed away. Like, okay, when you're okay, let me know.
Right.
I'll come around.
Right. So this guy said, Gracious Greatness says, the way you're talking, Mr. Ola, you will end up in McDonald's. Hey. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. So the way you will handle mood is basic. Now today, how would you handle a moody husband?
It's different now. I would want to know. So when you're moody, I also read the room. I don't want to come immediately when you're moody.
Yeah.
But when I see like an opportunity to come in,
Right.
I now come about, baby, you own Cora.
You do say that.
and I tell you, I said this
Or
place. Yeah.
Or tell me
like this place. I said you will have wrinkles faster than me. Or if you keep squeezing this place, soften it. And that's my way of trying to lighten the mood. Like chill, bro. It's not that deep.
But you have your ways. You have your ways.
Have my ways.
But it's never direct. It's never direct.
It's not.
Right.
It's not because
So
I'm
again,
also not that direct person. Remember,
Right.
in every aspect of my life,
Right.
I shy away. I don't know why, but this is how I'm created. I just shy away initially. Then when it gets to a point, I'm like, I better say something before I collect or something happens. You know what I mean?
collect with
Yeah.
it. Don't say that too. Collect. Oh, you do collect. You don't
Everybody-
collect that other thing. That
everybody
thing. You do collect that
in
thing.
one way or the other.
It's killing me.
It's true.
Shout out to Mr. He said, welcome. Good to see you. Nirogu McDonald Amio. Amio. Anyway, so your way, I think a lot of this has to be, let's just properly make this structured, right? When your husband is moody, you have your ways of creeping in there, banter, find out. Now, ladies, you need to learn your husband, what makes him tickle, smile,
Yes,
something
because
like that,
I
right?
have to have this, that you're not the type that just flies off the handle. So it's easy to banter with you.
Right.
So men, you might not be able to do that. So
you need to learn your husband.
Know your husband.
Yeah, you need to learn your
go and
husband.
do this and
You need to learn his mumu button.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's his mumu button.
You need to learn his mumu
Yes,
button.
yes.
So when I'm moody, well, the truth is that I'm not gonna say it's easy for you because it's not. Because what you might consider. No, what I was going to say, I'm not going to say I make it easy for you, right? But the truth is, I'm actively on my end through try to re-engage my self-control, right? That makes things easier for your partner if you're the one that's getting moody.
And that's also because you are aware, you catch yourself.
Awareness, yes.
You know, some people don't catch themselves when they're moody.
Yes. If you're the one that tend to get moody, because I'm hearing you telling me, like the Holy Spirit is telling me you're saying that right now, that you feel like you're the one that get moody. If you're the one that tends to get moody, right? Awareness is half the battle won. Just the fact that you're aware is a big deal already, right? And then you need to actively be doing the work to re-engage your self-control. It's easier said than done, because remember, you're caught up in your emotions just like the rest of us, right? So it's easier said than done. But the awareness, just be aware now that you do get moody sometimes too. And then suddenly I keep telling you, love is giving. Now you've given that gift, now it makes it easier for them to re-engage, right? It doesn't mean it's immediate. It's a process, right? In fact, anything we're talking about here is a process. And there's nothing here where you snap your finger and things just happen. It doesn't exist, okay? That's controlling behavior. It doesn't exist, okay? What you will do is you re-engage your own part of the equation. You re-engage your own seductive power, right? That's always playing a role. And then you make things a little bit super easier for them. Plus, you're benefiting from that, because do you want to stay in a funk for how long do you want to stay in a funk, right? Anyway, so we'll be right back. Yo. All right, welcome back. So I was hanging out. I was hanging out with my brother here, Mr. He Said, with some other brothers, and I think with his wife, Mrs. She Said, on Sir Hill's, the name, right?
Oh yeah.
He gets us all the time.
Oh my God.
And we were talking on Sir Hill's platform. I think Chia was in the chat that day. Chia was in there. But yeah, we were having a conversation, and this topic came up. Is being a good man enough to keep a marriage? And I'm like, you know what? I have my opinions on this, but happy Valentine's to everybody again. It'd be nice to hear what you have to say about this. Is being a good man. First of all, am I a good man?
You're a great man.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Don't make me make my head swell. Jesus
You're
Christ.
a naughty great man. So being a good man, is it enough to keep a marriage?
Yes.
I would say no. You know why? There's this thing that they say, this proverb will say, fine.
And to be so, what's the topic of discussion in Yomi? Right now, we're talking about quite a bit of things. Right now, we're talking about is being a good man enough to keep a marriage. Go ahead, babe.
Yeah, it's not enough. They say fine. Is it fine boys finish last?
You mean nice guys?
Nice guys finish last.
When I tell you my wife is in her own little nice bubble, don't get it twisted.
Why? I'm
nice
being
guys
real over here. Nice man finish last.
Right.
The world does not
nice
want
guys.
Nice guys. The world, people don't want someone that walks a straight line. We like sweet and spicy. Like for example, now look at my nails. This is red with a pink, and this is pink with a red.
Yeah.
This is my spicy side. This is my sweet side. I'm all in all, I'm a nice person, but I'm a spicy nice person. People don't like when you're just completely good. They don't appreciate it. You will get walked over.
Here is God, oh.
Let me tell you something they call good men.
You don't want good men.
I want a good man. I have a good man, by the way.
Okay.
But I'm saying I don't want a man that can control. Usually good men
that
like
you can
that.
Control.
They are usually mumu.
Oh.
And in Nigeria they will say you're a mumu. You have to have your ways how you move. No one wants.
Can you give me a real life example of what this mumu guy? Jesus Christ.
You
Apparently,
know how
I'm not
people
mumu.
say,
Thank you,
this guy
Jesus.
is awesome, but he's boring.
Boring.
You'll be surprised to find out that.
So you're saying there's a fine line, there's a blurry line between being a good guy and boredom. You can be a good guy and bored the other person.
I need a naughty good man. You know, I need a man that, like, you know, but I also appreciate when other women look at him and say, oh, he's a good looking guy. It boosts my energy. I feel good. Like, yeah, that's my man. You know, that kind of thing. The same way Igbo men kind of feel great about their wife.
So your answer to the question is no?
No, it's not enough, is what I mean.
Oh, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
Okay, we want you to be a good,
we want you to
good
be
man.
A good man, but you know,
it's not
you
enough.
Can also be very boring.
So how can you be a naughty good man? Tell us.
Wait.
You have to be sweet and spicy. You can't be predictable. I don't like men that are predictable. I know that this is where you will be when I come back, and there you go. That's where I found you. No, you gotta move a little bit differently. You know.
The Holy Spirit is telling me. Somebody is still asking, how do you not be predictable?
Wait.
How?
I just told you. I just gave you an example. Do different things. Don't be spontaneous. How about that?
The gentlemen right now, they're like,
yeah, I know they're not gonna like it, but I'm telling you,
they're like,
you need some spice.
It's been a good man
in
enough.
Your relationship. Just because you have a master's degree, you go to church, you do everything.
You make six
good,
figures.
You come home after work. Doesn't mean
you're a high value man.
Is not bored. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that you won't have a problem in your marriage.
Apparently, this is gonna be a struggle. This is gonna be a struggle. Yeah. All the gentlemen listening to me right now, they're like, "Bro, I don't know where to start from." Oh God, nice guys finishing last is a gracious greatness is last. Nice guys finishing last is a cap joke. Someone tried telling me once I don't have personality. For my mind, I was like, you don't know who you're messing with. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way. That's a good point right there.
Mrs. She Said is here too. Shout out to Mrs. She Said. She said ladies need to be spontaneous as well.
Both men and women. If you're not and you complain that your marriage is boring,
I'll be telling them
it's your fault.
You need game, man and woman.
Oh, it's the game for me.
Yeah.
Like I feel like in today's world, a lot of men don't have game, and they think because
what about women?
Money. Look, I always tell women you have to position yourself. I tell ladies all the time.
That's game.
Position yourself. When the opportunity shows,
don't go and be collecting because you're waiting forever.
I have a sister-in-law, my husband's brother. She positioned herself for greatness.
Sharp.
That's how she got him.
Oh, sharp.
She bypassed all the Nigerian girls.
Literally.
And got him.
That's a good point. I never thought about it that way.
When
Jesus
Sola came and said, this is what I'm going to be with. I was like, damn, she got him.
Somebody's still waiting for somebody to see that they're nice.
No, you can't wait. You see it and you hit and you get it. Women can't wait for men to
I keep telling people, this
them
is an active marketplace.
It is.
If somebody is good enough, keyword being enough. Okay, because listen, everybody thinks they're good at the end of the day. Last.
I'm a good
Most
girl.
people, I'm good too, right? This is an active marketplace. So we'll go win now. We'll go come win now. You're a good girl. This one's a good girl. That was a good. We'll go come win now. It's not a competition. You're right too. I don't want you to feel like it's a competition, but you need to be aware that this is an active marketplace. Even when you're inside of marriage,
it is.
Someone can steal your husband. Abi, you never hear that one before. Oh, no one can be. No, this is the part where they say no one can be stolen. They don't want to be stolen. You are right. The same thing.
You're right. I agree with
the
that.
Same results.
Actually, I agree with that.
The same results.
Yeah.
The same.
Yeah.
It's just semantics at this point. We're talking about the result you're creating. That's really all I'm saying. You can call it. You can use Igbo language. You can use whatever you want to use. Any language you say. But the result you are creating. How do you say results in Yoruba? I don't know. Anyway, I'm confused. Whatever your outcome is something you got to pay attention to.
Right.
You can't keep. Listen, it's a cold world. Ayenika.
There's a 80-year-old guy that I cut his hair.
Right.
And I asked him once because he's still married, and I said, "How did you still? I mean, you're still with your wife after all this years?"
Right. When did you ask? Is it the last 1 year?
Yeah. Right. I mean, I've been there for a year and a half. So he said one of the things that he did was letting go.
Shout out to Oluchi.
the wife, you know,
Right.
she's a boss chick, right? She's one that likes to control things. She said, I let her think she's in control. But guess who's really in control? Him.
You better be, because if you're not actually in control, you're just letting her feel like it. If that's too surface too, right? She can tell.
She can tell.
And you
She
go
can
yourself go collect.
She can tell.
So,
Like, wow.
but good point though. Yeah, it's not the aggressive. Put my
feet down, and that's what most people think.
Yeah.
The way you talk to a
I
woman.
must show her.
Yeah.
that I'm the man.
There are other ways to it.
Submit femininity right now. And if you're not
Wumi
going to,
said boring man. Nobody likes a
and
boring
then you wonder
man.
why
I
they're
don't.
calling you boring man.
I don't either.
Bruh, lighten up, drink some water, take a shower. You're gonna need it, because it's not as your mind is too simple, and unfortunately, it's not that simple. Okay, so you need to re-engage yourself. Is being a good man enough to keep a marriage? It's not. It's bare minimum that you need to be for yourself. You need to be a good man for yourself. You better be a good man, because bad guys don't get away with anything. You know, everybody will collect, right? But enough to keep a marriage? No, you can't keep a marriage, because we're talking about a romantic relationship for the most part. I don't know anybody personally. I know a lot of people. She tells me that all the time.
Yes,
I
you
know
do.
a lot of people. I don't know anyone personally who have done arranged marriage in recent times. I know everybody is fantasizing
I
about arranged marriage, right? I know.
Maybe two people we know.
Yeah.
They are arranging marriage.
Okay,
Yes,
okay, I know
we
what
do
you mean.
know.
Okay,
We do
no
know.
mention names.
Yeah. We don't know two
but
couples.
it's not, it's arranging in terms of there's no, what I meant is the absolute arrangee, where you don't have to know. They
Oh,
bring
this
you
one
there.
is through the family. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
they
So
they
it's
actually
a little
met. They
different.
actually nurtured the people you're talking about. They nurtured. They met each other, and they made sure they like each other before they continued. Right? That's not really arranging marriage from the traditional sense. Arranging marriage is that this is the person you're married, and that's it. But I don't like her. How do you have somebody I'm dating? This is the person you're married, right? That's arranging marriage. So I don't know anybody personally.
I don't know anybody.
So
That
there's
way.
going to be some kind of, you're going to need romantic. People need to be sexually attracted to you,
Yes.
right?
That's the thing.
Yeah, if that's what we're talking about, then being good is not enough. Okay, I'm sorry.
There's a lot of, you know what? Let me show
It's
you.
enough for you as an individual, but especially with that mindset that it should be enough. That mindset that it should be enough is actually your problem.
No, I actually see a lot of, like, when I ask, like, some of my, like, younger, like, you know, sisters in church and stuff like that.
Right.
Some of these very cute, handsome guys walking around with no personality.
Yeah.
Those girls don't want that.
Personality is an issue.
They're like, what?
Personality issue. Now, here's
It's-
where it's
they will
issue.
say
If
it's
one
awkward.
person, because I saw my brother Gracious Greatness said earlier that somebody said it doesn't have personality. If one person tells you that, it doesn't count. Godiva. That's
But if
just
you get that all the time.
If you're getting that all the time, bro, you gotta pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Like if listen, this is not just a matter of relationships only and marriage. In life, in business, if they keep telling you that the taste of this burger, I know it's not right. You might want to pay attention. Would you want to pay attention to it?
Right.
Like one is already one too many, even in the business world. Like that's a feedback we need to pay attention to. Did you get another one of those? All right, let's switch up the recipe or something like that. Even in real life, right? Something you gotta pay attention to. And it's not a situation. A lot of time people get into this space on the YouTube, and they will say, yeah, it's BS, you know, these women just don't want no good guys. They just that mindset enough. That mindset was already given up. It's defeated.
Yeah.
You
it
can't
is.
win with that,
It
right?
is.
When the rest of us are actively competing and say, bring it on. You don't like waiting. Bring it on. I will show you how, because I will get another one next door to you.
Right.
And then now
Because you're not waiting for that person.
I'm not waiting. That's part of game. It's about waiting there, and then are you practicing enough to even notice that everybody is saying this? Are you engaging enough people to say, no, especially as a guy, you have to toast enough people, right? And get that feedback and say, people are telling me feedback. Your friends will tell you, like, bro, yeah, the way you move sometimes, like, why your friends will tell you.
Like you're slow.
He said they collect number with that one girl. There's so many girls in this club. You're following that one girl all night.
You're doing mumu.
The game is life. Okay, life is a game. You need to learn it. You need to be okay with feedbacks, right? But is being a good man enough to keep a marriage? No. Do you think that is that sad? Listen, whatever your opinion is on whatever that is.
You're right.
You're right, but that's the reality, and you got to pay attention to that. Being a good man is good for you. You should be a good man, right? It's good that you're a good man to keep a family together, to keep a marriage, right? Is it enough? That question is a bad question. It's a stupid question. Okay, let me be gentle. Maybe not
Please
stupid.
be gentle.
Okay.
Because the funny thing is, good men sometimes get left by their wives.
Right.
And I'm a good man. Why are you leaving me? Like, that's the problem.
And then you just say they just want good men. Right? Women say that too, by the way. Women say that. The same issue.
Wait, women say what?
That they don't want good men. Good women. Women will say they want IG models. When men saying we don't want an overly pancake face with.
I don't believe men when they say that. I don't believe men when they say that.
Yeah, the same issue.
I don't believe men when they say that because
same issues. Oh, baby.
They actually follow the opposite of what they say. I'm telling you.
They're following doesn't mean they want you in their house. That doesn't mean they want to keep a long-term relationship with you.
To us, that's how we see it.
If you have 4 corners on your booty, I don't want to see that for the rest of my life.
So why are these girls getting 4 corner booties?
Let's ask the women. Ladies, tell us why there are more and more women getting 4 corner booties.
Can I say something? Since I came to the United States of America, before I came to the United States of America, when I grew up in Nigeria, all type of men will talk to you.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm a small nyash girl. You know, I still got love. Well, since I came to America, can I shock you guys? Black men go for the booty. It's white guys that chase me all over the place.
How many you said black guys? How many black guys do you know married?
Don't tell me
married
that.
a big booty
because of the big
booty. Is it because of big booty?
I don't know. Well, sometimes it's
anyway. I was talking about 4 corner booties, yeah, not big booty.
Massive butt, and this guy is just following that butt, not even caring
for that moment.
The personality of that girl.
So you try to tell the ladies, you don't understand the difference between somebody following a booty in downtown Newark just for that moment and marrying the person. You don't see the difference?
You think you can follow a booty now? Come back to me in the corner of my room and say, I like you. I'm not taking you serious. Are you kidding me?
That's a topic for another day.
I'm just saying, that's what we observe.
See, it's a block booty.
That's what we see out there.
Mrs. She said couples need to be proactive in their relationship instead of being reactive. I agree 100%. Because if you're waiting to be reactive, she's probably stolen already. And you're busy saying, but no one can be stolen. They don't want to. You're right. They want to be stolen. Right. We're talking about the results, right? On both sides, I agree with that 100%. Jesus, for a marriage, you are not allowed to say no. It's not arranged marriage, but forced marriage. Even the traditional arranged marriage has realized that it's a force. You're talking about today. You're talking about today, right? Yeah. So the idea, in fact, the gist of that is that it's a romantic relationship. That's the gist of that, really. That's the point I was trying to make. So being good in your own idea, your own definition of being good is not enough, because that could just be all in your head. A lot of people, what being good means to them is.
Who call those people a good man? Because I
themselves.
Feel like they say themselves. That's pride. How can you not
so
tell
that could
that's
be
pride?
I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm a good man.
For the most part, this good man thing is actually pride in real life.
It's pride.
All right.
It's pride.
This good man thing is pride. It's just pride all over the place, right? Because it doesn't give room. It doesn't give room to want to learn more.
Yeah, because you close.
It's because you are just a bad person and you don't like good people.
And I'm a good man.
And I'm good.
And you don't appreciate me.
Mindset wise. I'm not talking about in reality, it's written down in black and white. No, that mindset is a mindset that has given up and said, humans, women, men has come. These people are just bad. They don't like good things, right? And that mind is not able to say, you know what? Maybe there's something I can learn. Maybe the game has changed. The game do change.
And the men has come thing. It's just,
so
I don't know.
It is pride. That's why I said everything can be traced back to pride and unrealistic expectations. Yeah. Asking everyone is visual these days. People tend to say men are visual. Actually, everyone is visual now.
Who said that women? See, these are the things that just bother me sometimes.
If women are not as visual, I don't think the social media will be what it is today.
When I saw my husband, I knew that I like that guy. Like this guy, I like him. It's good.
Before you knew I was a good man.
Yeah, I didn't care about that in the moment. I didn't know that.
Now at the age of 23.
I was so young. I like what I see.
Right?
So the idea that women are visual,
and that was as far back as 20 years ago. So imagine now, right? The vanity things, they matter. In the long run, they don't matter. They still matter in short term. And you need to be aware of that. Let's not be delusional about that. Or try to change that. Like, no, people should you're right, people should. That's fantasy. Fantasies. In reality, everything is vanity anyway. If somebody chasing yours, then go end up in McDonald's. He wants me to play the sound effect.
He loves that sound effect.
End up in McDonald's.
You will end up in McDonald's.
Anyway, so let's do this. We'll come right back. Okay. Welcome back. We're here. Shout out to my brother Information Man Show. I see you. I see Sugar Bomb. Shout out to Sugar Bomb. Hello. Welcome. Information Man says yes, romantic. Like everybody is capping big time about that. Can we just stop the cap once and for all? This is a romantic relationship we're talking about.
Stop the cap.
Yeah.
Stop the cap. I love that. By the way. That's my favorite line.
Yeah. Let's see. Right now, we want to talk about difficult conversations in marriage.
Oh my God.
How do you feel about that?
This one, the difficult conversations in marriage, I feel like it's not about the conversation being difficult. I feel like it's how you say it.
No. First of all, stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
It's how you say it.
First of all,
for me,
for you,
yes.
What do you think of? Of course, you think it's how you say it. She's looking for soft landing.
Yes, right? I don't like. I
get that. We'll get to that part of the conversation, right?
Okay.
But what came to mind first? What did you do before we came back from that short break? Difficult conversations. When you saw that title, what did you do?
I was like, I hate those. And I'm being real.
This is real.
Because
real life.
Sometimes I feel like the tone. Just because you're my husband doesn't mean
if you go that tone direction, I'm gonna make this very hard for you.
No, it doesn't mean you get to talk to me in a certain way.
Okay.
So if we're gonna have,
I can keep my food now.
No, you can't do that.
I'm alpha.
Which alpha?
And omega.
Don't be me marry you. Didn't I accept to marry you?
Alpha and omega of this relationship.
Look, you can't marry yourself.
Where is your femininity? You're getting masculine. Where is your femininity?
Excuse me.
Don't let us become Donovan Sharp on this platform right now.
Let's keep it real.
Let's keep it real. All right.
Me as a person, I'm a.
So it doesn't matter if I'm alpha. This issue is about my tone.
Okay, you're alpha.
Okay.
You're alpha.
All right.
But can we talk about what type of person your spouse is first? Like me, for example, I'm the first to tell you I'm a sensitive person.
Right.
So if I'm going to say something to you, I talk to you in a way that I want you to talk back to me.
Right.
If you are the blunt kind of dude that has no soft landing,
no filters, nothing,
I'm not going to hear you. That conversation is dead. I don't care what you have to say.
You just shut down.
I shut down. So who are we having this, your spouse that you're having this difficult conversation with?
Right.
How are you having the conversation? You know, these conversations most of the time are not soft. They come like a slap to the face.
Wait. Easy. The title says difficult conversations in marriage. They're not supposed to be
easy.
soft.
I hear you. It's a duty, yeah? But some of us,
It's duty and responsibility.
Wala. We're not here for it. We are not. It's how you tell us.
So is that because you choose not to be here for it? What is going on in your head that you know that this is a marriage? You wait. Stop the cap.
Don't trigger me.
Right?
Oh my
you
God.
know that this is a marriage, right? We're going on a lifetime.
Yes.
We got a whole family structure to keep together. There's real life things that not just your feelings that has to be taken care of, right? Real life things that have to be taken care of, right? Children, our livelihood, our future, savings, retirement, right? You get caught up in your feelings, right? And you're now telling me you just go into your head and say, "Me, I'm just going to shut down." How does that work in your head that you just shut down?
Can I give a real life example? Okay.
Please.
Like, okay, yesterday.
Thank you. Throw me under the bus.
Yes. Since we're having difficult conversations,
Right
can
under
we
the
go
bus.
there? Yes. Yesterday, we had to go see the dentist because my 14-year-old...
Somebody said, "No, you be far for kill."
Oh my God, that deep.
I'll be telling these folks, man. It's not that deep, man.
It should never be
I
that
need
deep.
water at this point.
And I don't like deep stuff. I'm just saying. Me, I'm not for that deep
Right.
stuff. We had to go to the dentist to have a consultation
Right.
about our son who needs braces.
Right.
Now, when we had this conversation, okay, over there, I'm gonna be a little dramatic.
That's okay.
The dentist said
Learn from the best.
Tumi has, overcrowded teeth,
Right.
the bottom one, right? And they need to straighten it out so they can stay in place. By the time they told us the prices of the braces,
Right.
which was like in the 6400s, right?
What?
6400.
That's
she
what you
said.
recall from yesterday?
Yes, they said 6400.
You see?
Was it not 6400? Was it? What were you? Right?
You see?
Baby, I'm being honest.
First of all, wait. Has anybody has this experience before? I'm looking at the chat. What does it typically cost braces for teenagers? What does it typically cost? Anybody know? I'm waiting.
Wait, was it 6400 or 8400?
It's definitely not 6400. But it's kind of interesting that all you remember is 6400.
Anyway, let's get in the conversation.
All right.
So when we now got in the car, they said he needs braces.
Look, baby.
8K,
D-Love is on point. It was
so 8400.
I can even recall in my head the girl was writing 79. 79. Anyway, continue.
Well, then my husband comes up and talk about, in Nigeria, did you have braces growing up? And I'm like, hold up. Nigeria is different from United States of America.
Right.
If a child needs braces, they need it has to be some, like, if you didn't have overcrowded teeth, maybe I will understand where you were coming from. But in that moment, you tried to tackle it, compare this time to our time. We didn't have braces. Why?
I should have a sound effect for Hawkins.
Why didn't we have braces in Nigeria? Was it a common thing?
No, it was a luxury. We didn't have access.
Exactly.
My point is that it's a luxury.
But even with that, I knew a whole lot of people that the only person that I knew that had braces when I was in Nigeria then was these twins wearing the metal braces, and we used to look at them like weirdos because we didn't really know what that was. So I had to come to America to even know about braces, and it made sense. And how many of us back then had good teeth?
I had.
Exactly.
I wasn't eating candy.
No, it's not about that. Even at that, you still have those two pointy ones.
I do.
My point is, I'm not going to compare our era in Nigeria to our children's era.
So it's good that you brought that up. It's good that you brought that up. I pushed
back at you yesterday.
It's good that you brought that up because that is an example of a difficult conversation.
It was a difficult conversation.
And based on what you just said right now, you didn't hear me at all. Because
you threw Nigeria into it. I was like, wait, what?
And it's a good point. And when you're having difficult conversation, it's your responsibility to make sure that the person can hear you. If they can't hear you, you have to learn when to leave it alone for the time being. Okay, if it's not involving safety, security, if they're not going to hurt themselves in this moment, right? You have to learn how to back off. You will have the time will present itself. You will have that conversation, the way it needs to be had.
Right.
Because it goes back to everything you were saying earlier. Soft landing. But to me, it's not about soft landing because somebody's getting triggered by that. Say, why must it be soft landing? It's a marriage. It's not about the soft landing. It's about you actually want to make sure that your message is being heard.
Right.
You actually want to make sure that the message lands, right? And especially if you're the leader in the equation, it's your responsibility, not your fault. I know somebody's thinking fault. So it's my fault. No. Responsibility. It's in your best interest to make it your responsibility that your message lands.
Right.
Because if it doesn't land, you go collect. You and her and the children go collect. Right? So the issue, and not to dismiss the I'll just say this really quickly.
Right.
It's a question I still have. If the insurance is not going to pay for it, to me, my head is
It's
telling me
luxury.
that it's
That's
luxury.
what you said.
That's all I was saying. And it doesn't mean the baby will still need it. Right?
But you know what that sounded to me?
Right.
It sounded like a no. Like
I
he
know.
doesn't need it. And I'm like, babe,
Tough conversations.
This kid has overcrowded teeth. It's not like your own teeth that is straight right now.
Right. Nelly says Nigeria has better dentists too. We were in and out of dentist office at Apapa. Some of us
That
are
was
from the
luxury.
village.
Okay.
Some of us
That
are
was
from the
luxury.
village, yo.
I mean, that's still.
I'm
talking about back in this times that I'm talking about is like 2000 and between 2000. No, not 2000.
Right.
Between 1993 and 97.
When you were in
No,
your teenage years?
1991. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 1991 I was 11 years old.
It was luxury.
Yep, you can't skip braces. It will affect the child, especially when the rest of their classmates are doing it. If I had to surrender to it. All right, good one. Yes, braces can be very expensive and insurance is not paying. This was a question that I had. It was a question, and based off of where we were in that moment, it came off as a difficult conversation. And you just have to know. My own thing about difficult conversation is that I generally don't bring up difficult conversations. We don't.
Your gracious greatness. I go chop Akim biscuits with my grills.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
They were already giving us pamphlets of what not to eat and stuff.
Akim biscuits was the thing back in the days. Yeah.
So anyway, my thing with difficult conversation is that if your spouse is bringing up difficult conversation, thank your head. Because what's the opposite of that? What is the flip side of that? Resentments. Okay. If you still find yourself in spaces where difficult conversations happen, sometimes I know it feels hard and it feels difficult, but you should actually be thankful. You should feel blessed. You should feel privileged because you have somebody that care enough to want to have difficult conversation with you.
Yeah.
The flip side is that they don't care. Okay, don't care.
It's true.
Okay, I don't care. Don't care. Don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Don't care. Don't care.
Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Still don't care. I don't care. I don't. I don't care.
They say don't care. Don't care. That's the flip side of that, right? You could be with a person that's in a space where they don't care anymore. They shut down completely. So that doesn't mean you should now every other day be having difficult conversations. That's probably toxic arguments.
Yeah, because somebody's probably saying, no, we have to have difficult conversations all the time. Like,
no, you're toxic. Chill. Sometimes you're just toxic. Okay?
Chill. I don't want to talk right now. Do you mind?
Sometimes it's just toxic, right? Yeah. So I tend not to. My fault, my weaker side for me personally is that I tend not to bring up difficult conversations. I tend to find seductive ways to get it to happen.
Right.
Whatever I'm looking for, and I feel like it's easier for everyone. Everyone is happy. Everyone gets value out of it.
It's easier for me.
It's easier for
Thank you for considering.
And funny enough, it's easier for me too. See, when I try to engage that idea that difficult, this ideology, this religious belief that difficult conversation must happen from time to time. Somebody told me the other day, it must happen from like it's not a marriage if it's not happening. Like, no, bro, you're toxic.
Right. But when that person is saying that, in my head I'm thinking they want to argue.
You want to run from them, right? So it's like no wonder why your spouse is trying to run away from you. Like, no, it must like when they say it must be like, no, like chill, man. I can tell right now why they want to run so far away from you in that difficult conversation is going to happen by itself. It's like weather. It's going to happen anyway. Right? But the idea that you're embracing it as ideologies must happen. No, don't do that. There are other things. For me, it's been much easier. Every time I've tried, I haven't, probably in a good 5 years, I haven't tried to initiate difficult conversations. Not me. We might end up in it because I have like a pushback, right? But me, like, let's sit down. We have to talk.
You used to want to fix things.
I wanted to fix things, right?
Immediately.
And it's hard. It's so hard. I could feel the veins, I can feel the muscles here tightening up so hard, so quick, right? So I'm like, you know what? Relax.
And in my head, I'm like, boy, you're familiar, right? Like, what is it?
You know, but because people have learned that they're supposed to, these things, like they hear marriage is hard so much. They've internalized it, and the ones that want it to work, that fell in love with marriage as an ideology, are supposed to be here. It's a romantic relationship where we actually want to be here. Like, no, nobody forced me to be here. I actually want to be here, right? People have internalized that because the idea of duty, responsibility, religion, all this, people will flog themselves.
The duty is actually triggering, I gotta say. You mean I don't have to be in the mood and I just have to do it?
No, well, you're talking about Kiriwa.
Yeah.
But in reality, have you not fulfilled so many duties and responsibility today? In reality,
day.
Every goddamn day. Why don't kill yourself? Maybe people want you don't kill yourself. These are things you don't have to force. If you have it to force, is something that's missing and it's not spelling out duty and responsibility. You're missing something. I don't know what it is because I don't know you. I don't know your story. But you're missing. It's not duty and responsibility that's missing. It's not. It's something else. But that's conversation for another day. But again, the difficult conversation in marriage, it's a default. It's going to happen.
Gonna happen, yeah.
But don't turn this to an ideology. Don't like, be careful, because there's a fine line between difficult conversations and you're just toxic. You just like,
just like misery.
Vincia says, love it, disagreeing to agree without fighting. Yeah,
what happened to that?
We just disagreed now, right? We didn't even realize it was a disagreement.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, because it's not that deep. But, this thing is deep for some people.
It should not be.
D'Souza, shout out to D'Souza. I see you over there. Let's see. 2 of my teeth had to be pulled out because the dentist that was treating it was filling it with cement. Hey, Jesus.
And sure, I found a dentist. Can I tell you a story? My own experience with my dentist, they made me pull out my wisdom tooth.
This is Nigeria?
Here.
Okay, here.
Sometimes these people do things because
somebody
of
say
money.
If you go to dentist in Nigeria, you're like a baby in Nigeria.
No, here. They had me pull out my wisdom tooth. And then, what do I know? Your gum grows. Before I know it, I started having space. These same people came back to me and told me I need it.
They will sell you something. That's why I was looking at that lady sideways.
I looked at them, I'm like, what?
Listen, dentists are notorious. I don't know if a dentist is here. Show yourself right now.
I'm sorry, dentist.
Dentists are notorious for upselling people. When she was writing 7-9,
I'm like,
I was looking at her sideways.
Are you for real?
I was like, okay. And then the next line that I predicted, but unfortunately, insurance won't cover that. There you go.
Well,
and then you will play that sound by Chie, you know me so well. But yeah, we'll be right back. All right, so today earlier on, I think you watched the show.
I did.
Right.
Oh my God.
The Honest Bunch. Shout out to the Honest Bunch. I do react to their video quite a bit. But they were having discussion about romance, no finance, no romance. Another talking point. Jesus. we will continue to dismantle it. What's your thoughts on no finance, no romance?
I think it's the generalizations for me. Okay. So they're saying that Nigerian women, typically, if you don't have money, they won't date you. They won't marry you.
Right. And by the way, it's not only in Nigeria that they say that. The men here are saying that as well.
I've heard them say it.
Right.
I'm like, that's ridiculous.
And it's so funny that they all think it's only their own little bubble where only people feel that way.
Right.
They all feel like all this part, this in the Nigerian community is complaining the same thing.
They're saying
People
the
in
same
Uganda
about
are complaining of the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, people in Brazil too. Shout out to the passport bros are complaining of the same thing.
My God.
But continue.
But this is my question to them when they say these things.
Yeah.
How come Nigeria is still one of the poorest nation in the world? If all the women are marrying for money, how come poor men are still having families?
And they are the one that impregnate people too much. Conductors are impregnating people left and right. They're having 7, 8, 9 kids. A woman is having those 7, 8, 9 kids for them today, right now.
No finance, no romance. I have never collected a dime from a guy that I was dating.
Irony.
Yes. So I'm like, am I the only one? I've been life well,
right.
So it's the generalization for me. I don't believe in it. Like I said earlier when we started the show, I think when people have bad experiences, they project that experience on other people, and then it becomes this thing. I feel like these things are acted out in movies, in skits, and now it's going around that no, women, if you don't have money, they won't marry. Yet we have people having babies in the hood that they don't have anything. We have men here that have money that have no game. They don't have women.
Right.
Like, it makes no sense to me. I don't believe in that.
Yeah. So there's some nuances to it. No finance, no romance. How about some nuances? Yeah. Right? There's some nuances to it. I hit that like button as you're coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hit that like button. There's some nuances to it, right?
Right.
The people that are creating this talking point are people that are recording at the courthouse that finances ends up on the top 3 reasons why divorces are happening. There are 3 things that tend to end up on that list, right? Infidelity, finance, irreconcilable differences. Some of them may fall down to 4 or 5 sometimes,
Right.
But and divorces, and the people that tend to be the loudest on the internet, empty barrels make the loudest noise. There are people that haven't taken the time to heal, people that want to save the rest of the world because they just gone through something, right? And they're the one having this conversation, and they tend to just finish it there. Say, so if a man comes out and he says, "My wife left me because I was broke," right? We were having money issues, and she couldn't withstand it anymore, right? If we have enough people saying that,
then it
becomes a generalized statement.
Exactly.
Right. Now, is there some truth to that?
Yes.
There's some
there
truth.
are marriages that break up because of that, but it's not all women.
Yes.
I don't like the old
So, I would say that financial instability
can affect your marriage.
Yes, and this is why. Not because of the money. This is why I keep calling them lame. I try to be nice, but sometimes people need me to call their attention by...
They need you to shame them?
They need me to call them stupid sometimes to get their attention.
That's
that's sad.
That's
but it's just that deep, right? That sometimes they don't hear you until you call them stupid. But it's not stupid. I think a lot of people are going through this and they don't know what they don't know, right?
Right.
Number 1, certainty. You can replace that with security. If lack of finances start to make people feel unsafe and secure and make them feel like they're scared, yes, they may dump your ass. Does that translate to no romance, no finance? I guess.
Yes.
I guess,
the
right?
person that just got dumped.
Right. But the person got with you in the first place because of some reason. Why? Because you were rich? Maybe, right?
Or maybe they saw potential.
They saw potential and they now realize that you
just have an empty dream.
It's just empty.
I have a dream.
You're still trying to rap at the age of 56.
Right.
You want to become Jay-Z.
And they don't want to be part of that.
You're the same age as Jay-Z, but you want to become a rapper.
Right. Or maybe because you're not realistic with your dreams.
Right.
I mean, and I encourage people to...
There's no food on the table. It can stress out the emotional mind. And yes, you might end up on these streets calling people no romance, no finance. Or start generalizing, right?
Sure.
It's not about the finance. It's about, this could be anything else that can make a person feel unsafe, insecure, and they will still dump you. So what happened there? Was it because of money? No, it wasn't because of money. It was because she's just for the streets, man. She went on a 20-day girls trip. Right? You will find an excuse because you don't go to the root of the issue. The root of the issue is certainty, variety, speaks to the boredom thing we talked about earlier. Significance, connection, growth, contribution. If these things are lacking in how your relationship is being comprehended by them, they might dump your ass. Can lack of finances create uncertainty?
Yes, absolutely.
But when you end up at money, you end that conversation at money, then you will start to say things like no romance, no finance. So I guess there may be some truth to it, but I think if you internalize it too much, that can start growing other types of wings that you're not interested in. Right? If you start to look at women as they're just gold diggers. A lot of people say women are hypergamies. It's hypergamies. Women, how do you say? Women are hypergamy. What is that?
Marry Yorkshire. Whatever you want to call
it.
That's what Sister B, Auntie B was saying.
Yeah. Women are hypergamous. That's the word? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So people think that's about money. It's not about money. Okay. Money can be the storyteller in that, but it's not the money.
I don't think it's just about money. I think it's someone they can look up to.
They can look up
respect,
to. That's it.
That makes them feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I always tell people money is like a tool. You can't just have money and feel like you can get anything you want. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. It's not always the surface talking point. You gotta dig a little deeper. But young folks they tend to be impressionable, and they just want to take anything they can relate with the quickest and run with it and call it the truth. I'm just telling the truth. Nah, bro, you lie. I'm looking for the soundtrack. You come the lie. Yeah, I'm looking for that. If you find it, let me know. Send that video to me. Right? So yeah, it's not about money. It's really never about money. There are certain types of people that what make them feel safe because of their experience is money. Okay, if you attract them, maybe you use money to attract them.
Yeah, so when you lose the money, they dump you.
Yes. So there's a lot there, I can say there's some truth to it. But if you're generalizing, I have to look at you sideways.
Yeah, like why is it you that is always
like
Nedu?
Yeah.
I'm like, why is it you? Why you? How are you moving?
I'm looking at you sideways if you're generalizing. Because what kind of women have you been attracting?
Exactly.
Hola, but you've been out of the game. Like, stop.
That's what they say. That's what they say. You got married too young.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap. You tell me this story. You tell me what you're experiencing all the time. So stop saying I've been out of the game. You actually tell me. Use your own mouth to tell me anyway. And when you tell me, you give me the answer inside of your own talk. The answer can never be generalizations anyway. It can't be. It just can't be. It's dishonest. It's a lie, and you're not telling. You're telling your own version of the truth, obviously.
Yeah.
But a lie. It's what you attract. Is how you attract them. You're gonna have to keep doing it to keep them around, right? Yep. So if it's so surface level and it's so shallow and it was money, you might have to do that. Are there other influences? Yes. Okay. Maybe she started watching Housewife of Atlanta last week and she found out that everybody is carrying Birkin's bag and now she wants it too. I'm like, hey, bro, that's one of a kind, How you react to that is everything, Yep. So if she wants a Birkin's bag suddenly,
she can work for it now.
And that's why, and that's the condition she gave you, that if you don't buy me a Birkin's bag right now, I will not stay married to you. If that's happened, then I'm sorry. I don't know I don't have the solution for that because that's
can't help you.
That sounds like the exception, actually.
But most normal women, let me say that, because now most people are normal. They're not like that. They're not just going to come out of the blue and say they want a Birkin bag. Right. Okay.
Speak up, baby. The mic.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm relaxed. I like to be chill.
You like your soft life.
Yeah. Yeah. Most women. Okay. Or no. Let me say most normal women. Mm-hmm. They won't come out of the blue and ask a man for a Birkin.
Right. And if you're not attracting normal women, if you're on Instagram chasing
baby girls,
4 corner booties, I don't know. I can't help you.
Baby girls.
Right?
So
I
fun.
can't help you, you know. But let's keep talking. We're talking some real life stuff. Can your wife leave you because of money? Yes. But money is the surface, is the symptom. There are other things that are deeper going on there. That's all I'm trying to say. And the fact that you haven't realized that is another, like, whoa, no wonder. Of course they left you, you know. But sorry, I know it happens in real life to good people, to good men, right?
Good man.
We'll be right back. I can hear it. All right. Welcome back. All right. Sex schedule in marriage.
Sex schedule in marriage.
So, you know, one of the things when we first featured on Auntie B's platform,
Yes.
there was that 48-hour thing. Some people are here because of that. They are still
Are you for real?
They're still fantasizing about it.
Yeah.
Still fantasizing like, yeah, I want to do this. Like, you want to do this.
Like, how do you make that work? It's doable.
You want to do every 48 hours, right?
No, wait. Are people trying to say they can't do every 48 hours? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, but when you say that, just like any talking point, somebody took that and registered here, and it's supposed to be every 48 hours.
No,
Indefinitely.
there's lapses sometimes. For example, a woman has time that she has a period.
How long is that typically? I don't even know what the average is for average woman.
3 days, some people it's 5 days. I think I've even had 7 days too. Mm-hmm. So in those moments, clearly every 48 hours is not gonna work.
Yeah, the 48 hours thing, but that's only for how many days? 3 to 5 days in a month?
For me, it's 3 days.
Was that average for women?
I'm not sure what the average is.
Okay, all right. So let's just say blank out about 4 or 5 days of the month.
Let's just say
of the 30
like
days in a month, right?
Yeah.
So the rest of it is what we're talking about.
Right.
Every 48 hours, right? Is that reasonable? Is that ideal? Should anyone be looking forward to that? Is that, or what does that look like in real life? You know, now we already see some people were married. You already say, 48 hours.
48 kidney. Well, again, so it depends. So for me personally,
She said 7 or annoying ass days.
Wow.
Over here.
So that's very long. Yeah.
Sorry, baby. Let me read my brother's. He said, Mr. Ola, some couples are debating ring and how much it should cost, as well as how much wedding should cost. Why should people enter extra basic? Because
real talk.
Right? If you're having that conversation, it's bad. The issues are deeper. You need to go back to the real issues. Wow. No one should be debating with you how much ring should cost. It should be how much you want it to cost. But anyway, and avoid all the articles on the internet about that too.
You should bill. Yeah.
Obviously, it's not that simple.
Maybe
that's why they're
person
asking.
Is not the person for you. Hey. If you ask me to marry you, and I'm worried about how much you paid for that ring.
Yeah, like why?
It's somehow. Now, I don't know. Call me a traditional woman, but for me, it's not making sense.
It should be at least 10 grand.
Eh?
Oh, it should be.
So I can show off for my friends.
So for I'm sorry.
And by the way, when I got my ring, I was hella shocked.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
We're not gonna tell them how much it was either.
Oh my god! I was like, wow. We're
not telling. Right, because that you didn't even know proposal was coming.
I didn't even know.
Anyway, yeah, that's that. So about the sex schedule, how does that look like? Let's just say given 30 days. What does that look like in real life? Right? Because when you say that, I want us to be aware that when you say that, right, people think it's supposed to be like that. There's a man here right now. The Holy Spirit is telling him, say, Your mates are doing it every 48 hours. We know that. We know after all, there's a few days that you are doing the alejo, the stranger thing. But
for me,
but like, what would you say to that guy?
No, don't even do that. That's not fair. Comparing, that will kill your marriage. You can't compare. Now, that's why I want to say that it depends on the couples, right? So, for me personally, those are times that we are bonding together. I enjoy it. You enjoy it. We take the time out. I don't want to have kerewa with a bad energy or because it's a duty. For me, it's not a duty. It's not. I have to enjoy it. If I'm not having fun, it's not happening. And call it call me crazy. But I'm not gonna lie down there and be punished.
What if I made you lie down there?
You cannot make me lie down. Good job. I know. I know what I want. Exactly.
Your mates are doing.
Do you like
somebody
it?
Heard you on Antipodos Day that day? Yeah, the Holy Spirit is telling me somebody heard you, and and they were like, your mates, Mr. Allah over there is enjoying. Can you go and ask her how she does it?
It's also the way.
If I told you that, if I was the one that heard that on the podcast and I came to tell you, what would you say?
You won't get any. For the next 2 weeks, I'll make sure it's closed because you're not paying attention. Obviously, why do I wanna continuously kerewa with you?
Because it's duty and responsibility.
Was
that a trick question?
No, it's not.
Was that a trick question?
It's not. It is a question for you.
Was that a trick question?
For you. Yeah.
Okay, this is the moment I choose to go with it's a duty and responsibility.
No, it's because I feel safe and secure. It's because you're my best friend. It's because I love you, because I enjoy doing it.
Right.
It's not because I'm being forced to. Anything that you being forced to do, you will rebel against. Okay? So the word
now
duty,
or later.
The word duty, automatically, I'm sorry. I know that's how marriage maybe is a duty, but for me, this
is default duty responsibility is not enough to carry marriage. Okay, it's just you're going to do duty and responsibility in marriage anyway. I don't know why we have to force our throat out of our neck.
Why would you want that kind of kerewa from someone? Right. Some kind of duty kerewa. It's not gonna be fun.
Right. We're soft. We want kerewa in a way that we enjoy. But anyway, let me just say this. To this topic, right? Sex schedule in marriage. I think it can happen a lot every 48 hours. It can. But the idea of holding your feet to the fire that it must be that way, it's just not realistic.
You will feel.
On Men of Prestige here, we talked about once a week by professionals is considered healthy.
Oh, once a week?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
But just like you can't use the 48 hours, you can't use that against me.
I
want 3 times a day.
I switch it once a week.
3 times a day.
I'm like, whoa, right. That's good to hear.
So it's about people. The problem with marriages and relationships these days is that people push the extreme, and this thing is never extreme. It's just think about you when you want to indulge in a small cake. Just you as a human being. Now you and this other person are one now. So for a while, it's going to take work for you to realize that sometimes they want to indulge in a little bad behavior sometimes. Something you would consider bad because at the end of the day, you're still a different individual, right?
Right.
But you have a little blue balls, but they're not feeling it. Or she's feeling like something and she feels like you're moody and all messy, and then you mess up the night for her. And she was already cooking in her head how she was going to get down that night, right? So pushing rules and regulations, as good as they can be for any kind of structure, it can work against you.
I don't like rules. Okay. I like guidelines.
It can work against you. Why? Because there's another human being involved. See, when you set rules for yourself, At the beginning of the year, you set New Year resolution, right? How long does it take you before you break it?
For you to break it.
Okay.
That's true.
You're probably going to break it in the first 3 days. You forget about the rules you set, all right? And just think about if this person was part of your body right now. Now you need to apply grace, because in reality there are 2 different individuals, but you apply grace and they might feel differently sometimes. Okay, just leaving some room for that will get you more kerewa. Did you hear what I just said? I don't think it was loud enough.
Maybe you're dramatic.
Just being aware of that enough.
Oh my God.
Will get you more kerewa than bitching and moaning about not getting kerewa. Okay, that's just one thing. There are probably 4 other things your particular situation will vary from people to people, right? That's enough. So now, 48 hours, yeah, you can have lots of moments where it's 48 hours and it feels like you're doing back to back. You're going to have those weeks that it's just dry.
Dry moments.
Okay? You're going to, but here's what I want you to start thinking about in 2023, if you're listening to me. It's not about how often matters. Because if you haven't done it in 3 months, marriage doesn't exist, okay?
According to the Muslim
religion, to the Islam religion, right?
Yeah.
But no, I adopted it. I'm not Muslim. so now after if you tend to be going almost 2 weeks before you do it, that's not healthy too. That's a lot of room for division to come into your relationship.
Right.
Okay. That's a lot of room for division to come into you're giving the devil all kind of space. That's what you're doing by waiting, almost going to 2 weeks every time. There's so much that's happened in 2 weeks, right? So it's very important to pay attention to that too. Now, in terms of it must be 48 hours, no, it's not about 48 hours. Yeah. It'd be nice, but what about, are you having a good experience? Are you creating an unforgettable experience every single time? Yeah. It's not about how often, to an extent, okay? It's not about because how often.
Want it all the time.
Right? But how well. See, how well, if you do quickie or non-quickie, how well
was the experience?
did it go into here? Like somebody said I was Agbo earlier. Did you feel it as Igbo? Right? How well was it done? It's what you should be focused on as opposed to how often. And it starts with, gentlemen, let me speak to you. It starts with, if she feels heard, you can penetrate everything. Okay? If she doesn't feel heard, everything closes up. Everything shuts down, right?
Penetrate everything minus one.
Yeah, that's BS. I try to make her feel heard. You see that attitude? That's your problem. That's your problem. That attitude right there. But I tried that, it didn't work. You know.
Well, you had no patience.
What do you mean it didn't work? First of all, what does it didn't work mean?
Because you
what happened there?
Because you're looking for immediate. You want to fix it immediately, and you want it to work now. You have to have patience.
Yeah, it's not. We're talking about you're trying to stimulate somebody mentally, emotionally, right? So your actions towards the direction of right and wrong will work against you all the time. Okay, the right thing she should do is give you some all the time. It doesn't mean you're still not getting some.
So you want a pretty kirewa?
If you're like most of us regular guys, I don't know what kind of person you are. You're not going to enjoy PT kirewa anyway. You won't.
That's gross.
So it's for me personally, it's the experience, and I think a lot of people that may not have had good experience in terms of proper kirewa experience, like all that kind of, right? If you haven't done that, you're chasing after a little tail just for a quickie, and you're missing out big time. You know, you're missing out big time. And I'll just say, in terms of schedule, just be unrealistic expectation can actually make it worse for you. Okay, you're dealing with another human being. I think once a week, on average, is healthy. There are weeks you might do 3. There are weeks it might be nothing. There may be weeks that it might be 2. There may be weeks like that right there. If you're making each time a good experience, if you as a lady make sure you put in your effort as well to make it a good experience, right? Do what you have to do. Find out, learn about your own body so that you both can have it. If he feels like it's making you do that, he's not going anywhere.
And men need to learn to seduce their partners. I'm sorry. Come on.
What does that mean, baby? How do I seduce you?
I don't know. You
was that one of it? What I just did?
No,
did that work on you? Did that work on you just now?
No, baby. You know what I've noticed? What? I will just see you in the kitchen, washing plates.
When's the last time I did that?
Pots. I'm like, act of service. This guy, you don't get me. I mean, I like it.
I do.
I like it when
I used to do it for you, but these days, look, I'm doing it for my boy.
You're doing it for your boy?
Yeah, because my boy is the one who is doing the shorts now. So, so these days I feel like I'm doing it for him.
Oh, you don't still feel like you're doing it for him?
I said I used to do it for you, but these days, you're not the one doing it for me.
Well, that's not the only act of service.
Man. I think it's the pots. The pots when I get the pots.
Yeah, when you get the pots.
Yeah.
And everything is nice and clean. I'm like,
So you notice?
Of course like, baby.
Oh, I didn't
my
know you
love
noticed.
language is acts of service. I notice when you do anything for me. I
Yeah.
know.
All right.
And
yeah.
then I naturally just want to give back to you, even if
So
you
now you
ask
owe
for
me.
it.
You know, earlier on Antivi's platform, they said, who owes people? I said, romantic.
You can't do that.
Yeah, it's your responsibility to make other people, make them feel like they owe you. That's seduction.
Right. Like they want to give to you.
You orchestrate it and they orchestrate like you're. Listen, that's why it says that's too much work. You're not ready for more kerewa. Sorry.
Yeah, because
Right.
people feel like once they are married, they don't need to
So
continue
you used the
seducing
language
each
earlier.
other.
You used the language earlier. So you're bribing.
Bribing for sex. Oh, for kerewa. Sorry.
I see where you're coming from there, but actually, when I do what she just said, I do it for me. That's my house.
Yeah.
It's my house. What do you mean bribing? This is my household, right?
And is there anything too much to do for your spouse? It's your spouse.
Yeah. And if whenever I sit down and I think about what they would think we turn it to Kenny right now. I don't want to talk it to Kumbaya, but let me say this one last one. You know, if I sit down and I list out what I appreciate about you, priceless.
Aww.
You can't even use the
That's so
word
cute.
bribe. Like that sound. It's only people that lack experience that talk like that. They're all over the internet. They lack experience of they've had bad experience. I understand. Too, if you've had bad experiences, I have empathy with you. But that's why you're saying like, so you just bribe? Like, oh my shield. No, it's not bribe. The way she returns that back to me is you can't match that. You know? What about her? Do I return back to her? Dude, I'm the price. What do you think?
See confidence. Hey.
Anyway. We'll be right back.
I like it.
Yes. All right. Welcome back. All right. So, friendship versus respect in marriage. So, one of the young ladies that I used to engage quite a bit. We used to engage actually together on Clubhouse when we were both on Clubhouse. My wife left Clubhouse a long time
It
ago.
was too much.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm not good for that life.
When you get into this conversation, you're like, yeah. For me, I'm like, let me learn everything they're saying. Anyway,
So curious.
I'm curious. I'm curious. So, she came in my DM and she said, "You keep saying this friendship thing. You forgot the exact words. I wish I put it here because it would have been best to not paraphrase. But she said, you keep saying this friendship thing. Like, don't you think that can young lady? She's married, young couple, you know, and they are also Jim Christian type deal. You know, I won't mention it because I'm not sure she wants me to mention it.
No, don't.
And and then you know, so they're on that duty and responsibility. They tend to be on that duty and responsibility lane. And I also noticed that when people marry and they are man or woman of a certain age, like if they're above 30 and above before they get married, they want to get things right. So they tend to
They don't want to fail.
They don't want to fail. So they tend to be extra cerebral about what makes a marriage work, and I can respect that. I think you should be, because you're a grown person and you should learn what it takes to make this win. But part of that is the emotional and the romantic aspect. Many of them, they talk about everything else except the romantic aspect of things.
It starts to feel rigid.
It feels like it's like zombies, right? And unfortunately, if you're the one that wants to do the zombie, usually you're with somebody that doesn't feel right. when
Yeah,
you're doing that zombie
you
stuff.
attract your opposite.
Yeah. So, and when it starts to show up, you know, Somebody says you need a YouTube podcast. Lola, you need your own YouTube podcast.
Oh, Bumi, thank you. I can't do it by myself.
Shout out to Bumi.
I'm actually very shy. Lord.
Yeah.
People don't believe
We
it.
might once we have more hands on deck. I get a lot of help by the way here. People say, Lola, you work hard. You think I'm the only one doing this stuff? I beg you.
It's not
Anyway.
easy.
But once we get more hands on deck, we'll create more content because all she has to do is show up. But anyway, so she came to me and said, don't you think that this friendship thing would tamper with the level of respect? I'm paraphrasing a little bit. I might be off a little bit. The level of respect that a man needs, in relationship and stuff like that. Because again, I reference this all the time. This let me find it. Everybody, if you've been coming here regularly, number one here is friendship. 4-point focus. Yeah. Friendship, right? Friendship. And people like, I don't want my friend. Like when people say that, I know where they're coming from. What to collect? What to collect? Hey. What to collect? I understand. I get it. Where's my collect woto sound effect now?
You collect woto.
So I understand it. Again, when you've had experience or you've lived long enough, you want to protect yourself. You want to protect what you're building. I get it. So she said, don't you think that can tamper with the level of respect that a man needs to be a man in his household and stuff like that? So I was curious. I was like, what would be your answer to that? So
friendship versus respect in marriage?
Yes.
I don't know. Sure.
If you had to pick one.
Friendship all day. Respect help. I just feel like you're my best friend, okay? That friendship we have also covers respect. Like respect is in there.
Right.
There's no way we have that good of a friendship that I don't respect you.
If you don't have respect.
I look up to you. I think I told you since we've been dating, I look up to you. You're like my role model. In fact, I almost made a god out of my husband, the way I respect him.
That's what created the resentment.
Exactly. Created a lot of,
because once I show up,
unrealistic expectations.
Once I showed up without my mask on, like this.
I was like, hey, this is you. Look, I'll choose friendship all day. Because I feel like, even not for friendship, even for us, when we were going through stuff, it was that friendship.
Yes, it was a friendship that
kept the glue that together because our marriage.
Yes, because when I say go through, it was done. She filed divorce, it was over. Right? But when I tell you the friendship won't let go, she's gonna let go.
We would. The friendship that even though you guys don't want to be together, but you will still fight for each other.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to.
You've decided it's over, but the more hate you feel, the higher the chances that the friendship is just that strong. You're resenting. You're disappointed.
Not hate. It's passion.
It's passion. You're disappointed. You're like, how could you, right? You're like, you put this person on this pedestal, they fell off, they fell hard, and so what are you saying, Ola? So how did that save your marriage? Because I'm saying your marriage will be tested. This might be the last string you have left to work on, to use to bring it back together. Because if you don't have this in the first place, first of all, a person that's in a place where they're calling, they pull the trigger, they said they don't want to do anymore for whatever reasons, they don't want parts of the marriage anymore, they file for divorce. That person has already lost respect for you.
Right.
Respect no fee stand like friendship.
Respect, okay.
Right?
That thing.
And it's easy for us to get into semantics, we can start to go and look at dictionary meanings of friendship. What it means to us is that even when I'm not feeling good right now about what you just said, you're still my G, my guy.
I'm still taking care of you.
Yeah.
I'm still making sure you are eating. I'm making sure I got your back.
Yes.
And it's so hard. I understand that it can be very hard for people.
Right.
But
I think it's people of certain age, when they get to certain age, they're just trying to put everything into exact science solution to make marriage work forever. This is like, there's no such thing. That's why friendship has like nuances all over the place. What do you mean by friendship? Here's what we mean by that, right? There's the homie, lovers, and friend analogy, right?
I remember you used to call me your
the
homie.
You're the homie.
Like,
she didn't really understand it, because there was one point, like after we got married, I was like, she's still my girlfriend, because in my head, I guess I've always had the gift in even though you can have gift and collect to like I did, right? In my head, right? Yeah. in my head, right? I knew what it was. I couldn't put them into words exactly. I knew that I didn't want the person who would feel like it's a chore to be with me. I want them to be with me the same way they wanted to be with me on day one. But my expectations was off too, because the reality will show up first before we get back to that. Right. So the homie, lover, and friend thing is, for me, you're the homie. I can count on you. You give me lots of grace. Homies gives each other, we call it, they just let them get away. No, it's grace. Right? Because they're still the homie. They can give you a little space. They're still the homie. You're still my homie though, right? Homies, lovers, and friends. A lover is romantic, right? That's why we do Kerewa. That's why you do Kerewa, right?
You're dramatic.
That's why you do Kerewa, right? This is the romantic attraction between two people, right? That makes you, then you can get enough of them, right? In that moment. But we also now find out that moment we don't do that sometimes, when the root through the infatuation evaporates, right? It will take having to go through the mud a little bit and then come back and then start to appreciate, like, because you lost that first, and then you now start to appreciate it. And then friends, same thing as homies, right? So it's basically like, if like lovers, they don't have the capacity to give each other grace. When if you say the wrong thing to me, I don't want to fuck.
Feel insulted. Yeah.
Even as a guy.
Down. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you say the wrong thing to me and we're there and we're ready to do it right now, it's just one.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
so great. It's a little tricky, but that's the thing. The lovers are not, they get disappointed quickly, because it's the butterflies, it just dies off, right? But the friends is like in the corner, right? But it's there, right? It's chilling. We're friends. It's the friendship that that will bring you back together, because then the duty and the responsibility keeps you in the home. That's why I say you don't have to force that if you're married.
It happens.
It happens. People have to pay bills. People have to take care of the babies. So those things take care of themselves. But sometimes you need time, a process. You need patience for attraction to work. Distance makes the heart fonder.
Yes.
Back off. That's why I use back off a lot. Back off, because the attraction is there, but it's calm right now. Let time wake it up again, because it's there. It to disappear. If you say something just now, don't overreact to it, right? If you overreact to it, it gets worse. Get worse. So I think, just like you said, if I have to pick between friendship and respect, I think the respect comes with friendship.
Yeah.
I think respect is not something that people control; it's earned.
It is earned.
If you're around each other long enough, right, the respect will grow back up. You might lose respect for each other. You might lose respect for your wife. May lose respect for you temporarily because you run your mouth. You keep your foot on her neck too much. And then she's like, look at your mouth. Anyhow, right? And then you lost respect because for whatever reason you cheated, right? Respect, trust, submission. Femininity is a function of time, process. People don't control that. You can gain trust back every time.
Yeah.
You just have to be willing to wait long enough. What you can tell me is that I'm not willing to wait that long. You can tell that I'll take that from you. But trust can never be built. No, you're capping big time. People build trust all the time. You just have to learn how to back off, be patient, be consistent. Because if you're consistent over and over, people forget into the past. The new experiences is what they now start to remember. And then,
And who has a good example of friendship?
Who?
your parents.
Yeah. 43
They're
years
like,
later.
they're like the homies.
Yep.
Like you could just they're like yin and yang.
Yeah.
This one will finish this one sentence. Try to come in between of them. Even though daddy can say something that mommy doesn't like.
Yeah.
And then you try to check daddy.
They will report themselves to me.
Mommy will now check you like
Oh, if I try to check daddy,
what?
right? Exactly.
That's
exactly.
the way it is. Like we have each other's back.
Yep.
That's what I feel like marriage should be like.
Yep.
To be with that person that got you anytime, any day. Not just for what you get. Because everything we have will sag. My face will sag. Our last wrinkles will come quick. And I still have to love him through the wrinkles. Okay? How many of our friends have gray hair? Like, are you for real?
I have one.
Like, all those things that
Somewhere.
we fancy in the beginning is going to wear off.
Everything gets old.
What's going to last is that friendship.
That's it.
That's going to glue us together forever.
Yeah.
So,
I know some of you are fantasizing about doing career at 86. I know. But
I don't know what that looks like, but
we don't know what that looks like.
I don't know.
But I think you count more on the friendship.
Yes.
And if it's there, to be there. But the friendship is probably what you should be paying more attention to, in my opinion. And I think the friendship brings about respect. It brings about love. You stay there long enough to get the love, respect. Friendship will help you stay there to get through the process, because the rest of it is hard. I got to be honest with you. It gets hard. And it's harder when you keep discounting friendship, you know. I always talk about this one. The reason why I put sex there is because if you can find your way to sex, it solves a lot of problems.
You can still manage to sleep with each other.
If you find your way to it, okay, in a way that is an experience, you know. If you can't find your way to it, go back to friendship. Let's work on the friendship, you know. Work on friendship. And friendship will not make you say things like, I'm the alpha. You will just collect.
I'm the alpha.
You just
And I'm
collect.
the omega.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so let's do this. We're wrapping up. We're
Yes,
done, you know.
we have to.
True friendship sustains. Yeah. So if you
Yes,
see this,
true
you like
friendship.
this, we blame it on friendship.
Yeah.
Okay. Not duty and
Please.
responsibility. Duty and responsibility we do anyway, you know. But there's so much struggle out there that we blame this purely on friendship.
Because I can tell you how many times have I said to you, baby, you're annoying. You're like, don't say that. Oh, but you're annoying right now.
And then that put a smile on my face.
It doesn't mean that I don't love you. It doesn't mean that I won't even I won't fight for you. Like you're my G anytime, any day, my own personal person.
Yep.
But right now you're still annoying.
Yep.
Take it or leave it. You can't do that with anybody that is not your friend.
No.
Someone that just gets you. They don't take it too personal. They know that it's in the moment. You're just joking with them.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes. So I want to say thank you for coming up, because
thank you
it
for
seals
having me.
it seals this message. If you want to watch replay of this later on, we'll be chopping them out into LOLA and OLA, the YouTube channel, for the rest of the month. So you'll be seeing them come up. And go there and support as they come up. Gracious said, me too. I leave Clubhouse back in 2022. It was too giant.
Really? You lasted till 2022? I could
I've
not
left
last
20,
a year in that
yeah,
place.
go there, 20, yeah.
It was draining for me. Personally.
Yeah, but I was able to engage a lot of young men in a way that taught me patience. A lot of their rhetorics makes me want to slap them, you know. But it taught me patience.
It taught you
yeah.
Actually, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it taught me patience, because the truth is that the rhetorics, the talking points didn't just fall out of the sky. There's reasons.
There's a reason why.
And if you don't understand it, you can't address it, you know.
Facts. I agree with that.
Shout out to Adeyemi Sharon. You came late, but we forgive you. Welcome. I hope you enjoy. Okay. Act of service. Accounting says it's important to understand your partner's drive before marriage to avoid having issues.
I agree.
So I agree, but I have to add a caveat. It's important to keep engaging the heart, not science, the heart of understanding your partner for the rest of your life. Just make it a good sport. Keep doing it. It's not realistic that you will understand your partner all the way before marriage. It's just not.
And
okay?
Can I say something? I'm sorry. Some people have been having some experience that is triggering for me.
What's that?
Like, there was a story of a lady that I heard that married someone.
Right.
Found out that the person can't even carry one. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies especially.
I think that was on Antivi's platform a few days ago.
Ladies. let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't want to kirewa before you before you get married, touch that thing.
You touch.
It was
What happened
hard.
to you last time you tried to touch my booty? I'm just
I'm
kidding.
just saying.
No,
I'm
you
just
should.
saying.
You should.
Try to shake that thing.
But hopefully,
Don't
once.
let anyone scam you. I was so
Hopefully, you won't.
Then that's my exit.
Okay. All right.
What?
All right.
Please, ladies, don't be scammed into marriage.
You gotta be touching and be collecting them.
Touch you. Touch you. I'm just saying.
No, honestly, you should be. I agree 100%, but it doesn't have to be like outrightly trying to touch stuff. Look at my hands.
Playfully,
Right?
Like,
It's like you should be so sexually attracted to each other that you can't wait. You should be all over each other. You should be almost be making the mistake of crossing that line a few times. Okay.
and most men almost cross the line.
Yes.
So if you have one that is not even trying to cross the line, you should check.
Yeah. That,
sorry.
I don't.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's 2023.
Please.
Come on. Okay.
Please.
You don't have to cross the line, and if you cross the line, trust me, everyone
God
will
won't
come
be
down
mad. No, God won't be mad at you.
So
Trust
you're
me.
saying that people that listen, if you don't get it, forget about it. Okay.
I can't. No. That really got to me. Like, wait, what?
She says women are not machines. That's correct.
Yes, so we're not.
Yeah. Spontaneity is everything. That's correct.
Hallelujah. You preaching my language over there.
Please like the video. Thank you. Like the video.
Thank you.
Graciously, it's my duty to quality you well until you go want do See, when you say it's my duty, it's much more effective
It's much
than
more
casting
better.
duty on other people.
Right.
No, but you should be doing because of duty. See, that's when you start like, what do you mean by duty? Like, dude, what happened to, like, you used to be charming. Like, what happened to that?
Right.
Okay, that's anti-seductive.
is.
Because let me show you the anti-seducers really quickly. Well, this one right here, number 10, right and wrong obsessed. Okay, anti-seducers here. Let me see. I think the one that will fall on here. Number
What do you
3.
mean by brute?
Number 3. The brute is no patience.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like blunt people.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't
They
do
want now. Controlling people,
Oh
basically.
no.
Moralizer, number 3. The police.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
That's an anti-seducer.
It is.
Pay attention to that. But anyway, it's something that we should pay attention to overall, you know.
Right.
She said doing it for your boy. Now, these days, I used to do it for her because the boys were not big enough. But nowadays,
Yeah, they can take over.
we're on soft life right now. They are too, in
Yes.
their own way, because they're not paying bills.
I try to help them sometimes, you know.
Yeah. Olalati say, forget about it. You don't get it, forget about it.
Somebody said make sure it's not a noodle.
What's that?
You know.
Ha!
Yeah.
Ha!
Make sure.
Oh, baby.
Well,
When I like this thing, eh?
I'm just saying. I was so mad. I was like, I was triggered.
But that's you were triggered with the
I
story.
was like, how?
Like you didn't know.
Exactly. That's how I felt. No need to do that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was an awesome one. We went 1 hour over. We're supposed to be on an event early on, but
Yeah.
she's been gracious enough to give us this time, you know, to be here. I'll tell you, one day, why me play, me play. I'm not gonna play it. I won't play. I won't play it. Okay, I won't play it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see my eyes is closing small. Somebody said I was fabu earlier.
No, he has naturally
Oh.
his eyes are closed. They're
What do you mean,
small,
Larry?
and mine is big, so we balance each other out.
I know, right? So do me a favor, hit that like button on your way out. Shout out to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. I'll see you. We'll be back here tomorrow, 5 p.m. Men of Prestige family, right? We'll be back here at 5 p.m. tomorrow. God willing, all right? Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. And peace.
it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.